Before we really get started, I do want to mention that I have codified a lot of positives and negatives.
Yes, you have. Holy crap.
We're up to 27 on story. Sorry for being so negative. Sorry. But in all seriousness, I have obviously the elevator scenes. Duh, that was the elevator scenes and the staircase were just great. That was some awesome stuff. And I went through and I rearranged a couple. For example, I decided that Jesse and Biggs combined made a good character. I felt like I know everyone all loves Jessie, but honestly, I felt like they just didn't quite nail it with her. She was a little too one note. She was still good, but she isn't a plus by herself. By contrast, Wedge is a plus by himself.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I feel that Wedge, in general, the way he's presented and approached, but more importantly, the additional screen time, the additional usage he's been in the story, has pushed him up to being a full positive myself. So... so that's kind of pushed the number up a little bit there. I just, most of what I did during the break is I just wrote in text that, most of it's been notes. Now I've actually written out specific details to prep this for the final version that'll go up on the website. And on top of that, I did decide to go ahead and give 2 positives for Shinra Tower. One is just for the general presentation. It's been great. It has been really good stuff up till now, obviously.
I was actually going to say after the hologram presentation scene, it's clear that this is where the money went.
Oh yeah, they clearly, all that time and effort they didn't spend on the side quests, they spent here, and I'm with that. And the other positive that is already codified as of right now is for the way it uses Shinra Tower. It's hard to explain this without just referencing FF7 original, but the point is that there are many ways in which they have smoothed over a lot of cracks in the story across the Shinra Tower. Like a lot. And it's been good stuff. And the way they've been writing Hojo, the way they've been doing Domino, the way they presented Reeve, the random NPC, just... Yeah. Good stuff across the board. Negative-wise, I looked at and I didn't really add any story negative, I'm pretty sure. There's 2 we're still debating. One is Sephiroth, and one is Ghosts. Of those 2, I'm pretty sure one of those is actually going to be a negative.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Ghosts are going to be...
Yeah, I want to save my thoughts, but I'm pretty sure the Ghosts are going to be a negative. Not sure about Sephiroth. I'll have to think about that one some more. You'll also notice I got rid of the side quest negative for story. After some thought, I decided that... Or, I'm sorry, no, for gameplay. Sorry, for gameplay. Because ultimately the gameplay was just inoffensive, but it was the story aspects, and the presentation especially, that kept taking me out of the side quest padding sections.
Yeah. Because
bad camera, bad lip sync, bad animation. It's just, okay.
Do I have a flathead here somewhere?
Gameplay-wise, I codified and lined up a lot more of things. We're up to 9 total positives, and I don't have any to debate right now.
There we go.
Music. Yes, literally, we have 3 total positives for music. The bestiarian scanning feature, the method by which they level weapons, the fact that Colin Peluso just donated $1 towards me to put that towards Xenogears. You got it. Thank you very much, sir. The on-death restart sequence thing, that's a good feature. Each character plays substantially different from each other. That's good, and harder to pull off than it sounds. So, plus to that. The kit on display, that's a plus. And there's an aggregate for several things that they do right.
Oh, I was just supposed to pull up on this, I guess.
Gameplay negative-wise, I am 100% convinced at this point to give the party members suck when not controlled negative. Truthfully stated, I kind of want to give that a second negative. I know, they want you to swap around, and that's what's preventing me from giving it a second negative. But it's really irritating. The combat camera, we talked about that, the issue thing, the boring thing. I went ahead and gave the 2 dungeon pacing negatives. It's just...
Yeah, no kidding.
It's ridiculous. Oh, and obviously, let's see here. Barrett, Cloud, Tifa, and Eris are all positives by themselves. And I probably shouldn't have to explain why.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, I'm kind of with Kex on that. That's kind of my overall point and why I dislike it. You got it, Colin Palisa, putting it towards Xenogears. Thank you again very much for your continued support of Xenogears.
Yeah, if they just had Gambits to support it, I think it would be a lot better.
Yeah, like, admittedly, I don't have a good alternative idea off the top of my head. I've been thinking about it bit by bit, but the long and the short is I feel like this is past the point of encouragement to the point of actual penalizing.
Yep.
Like, it's if you're not swapping around, screw you, basically, is the approach they're going for.
Yeah, that's about how I feel.
Basically, yes, that's exactly right, Titans. Let me put it to you this way, Titans. Let's say that you're reviewing a restaurant, and 2 of the completely separate meals you get across 2 separate days have bugs in them. So, for the fact that it's a bug, that they got a bug into their food, that's a negative. And for the fact that it's a continuing problem, that's an additional negative. That's how my system has basically always been.
Did you show up before he started recording, Nerdman? Because I did explain it when he was off camera.
I'm guessing no.
Basically, it boils down to the fact that the fighting fate trope is more so a Toriyama thing than a Nomura thing.
So, yeah. Anyways. By the way, hello, everyone. Yeah, Blue Wolf Alex, I couldn't think of any other small complaints, so I just nuked it off and said screw it. I mean, it's still there, technically, in case we come up with any other negatives, but as of right now, that's a negative that's just getting chopped off.
Mm-hmm.
I sincerely doubt Red will be a positive. I sincerely doubt Red will be a negative.
Yeah, he's not going to be around for very long.
Yeah. I don't know how to deal with blood pressure. No, I'm not the person to ask that, Mr. Red. Your primary care physician, probably the best person to ask that. No, we're not discussing it now. We're about to do a dungeon, and I wish I was joking about that.
I'm glad I have something to occupy my time.
I suppose I should be checking these rooms while we're here.
Fun fact: this dungeon, not to predispose you or anything, this dungeon almost put me to sleep on the night that I beat the game.
I mean, you were probably pretty tired, so.
Oh, I was, but it certainly didn't help.
I don't think the Turks are currently a positive or a negative. Part of why is because, honestly, I feel like they're beginning to characterize them and not characterizing them.
Yeah.
My opinion. Yeah, you'll notice we now have 3 frog rings, by the way.
Anyway,
Nice.
we gotta get to the roof, right?
And we can use the same elevator that Hojo did.
Probably not near as those.
Yeah, we're examining this, yes, in comparison to the original, but also as its own work.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, as of this point in time, I think we only have one example of some time where we've actually taken something out of a... Let's say we've given a negative for a game for something that has been removed from the game, and that was Pokemon Sword and Shield, and that was a very unique circumstance. And even then, we debated it for 2 hours before we finally got there.
Wow.
Was it this way?
Yes, his odor still lingers.
Well, Elena, in the original at this point, wasn't really a
Yeah,
Turk.
she shows up in the Mithril Caves, so...
Then again, by this point, she should have, so it's an interesting point to make. Yeah, I kind of like Red 13, that is to say, Nanaki's voice, too.
What happened here?
The little ones in the pods. Where did they go?
It stinks in here. Back there.
Now what do we do?
The one thing we can.
It's another nightmare thing.
Someone's picking a fight.
So go give him one already.
Way ahead of you. Deal with that.
It just kind of reminded me of, what are they called? The things that were submerged in Mako in the Nibelheim.
Yeah. I don't actually think they had a name, but I know what you're talking about.
Bring it! Too late. Yeah.
Well, two of them are busy moving debris. Which, I'm not going to go into that. I think we've made that point clear enough. I don't mean to be nitpicky about the game's inconsistent storytelling. I mean, honestly, we could just climb over that. I'm pretty sure Eris could climb over that.
Nice job.
Yeah, no kidding.
What?
Aww.
Shit! What the hell, Red?
No talking dog best friend.
It's okay, he's a lab rat dog.
Oh, okay. HS booster. And now they're enemies forever. I will debate a Turk's positive. I'll pencil it in. But I have an idea where I could go with that. Let's go with this, this, and that. Avalanche time! Elena should actually be here at this point in the story. Trig.
Let's go.
Right.
Well, okay, Loner, I'm sorry, I gotta pause because Loner has asked a fascinating question.
What's that?
Would this work if you just had a party of 5? See, technically the answer is yes, but only because the other party members suck.
Yeah.
But then again, of course, you could just swap constantly, and that would just be a headache.
Mm-hmm.
So, that being said, I think this system could accommodate that, especially with proper gambit setup.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hell is this place?
Hell is this place?
Treasure. Shinra's dark secret.
What I wouldn't give to burn it all down. But we need to get to the roof.
Okay. Time to do the Genova dungeon.
Yeah, this is for sure my least favorite dungeon in the game. And I'll explain why later, but it will probably become obvious.
What is that?
She got no head.
Genova.
Mother.
Thank you very much, Lartic. Very much obliged and appreciate the sub. And the donation from earlier, which I didn't miss, which you put towards Resident Evil 4. Do you want to put that towards Resident Evil 4 as well? And I'm going to wait. I do like the way they're using the Genova theme. In fact, you'll notice Hojo's theme is a very messed up version of Genova's theme, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was neat. I'll go and get one.
Together, we will reclaim our world.
I'm sick of this. I'm sick of all of this. Cloud?
Tell me, is it really you?
Don't deny me. Embrace me.
He just wants a hug.
A touching reunion.
You and half the internet, Geludo.
Very, very good. And thus is the hypothesis proven correct. I can only hope you will continue not to disappoint.
So yeah, it makes perfect sense they could see him here. That's probably, you know, the physical Sephiroth, the one Palmer saw earlier.
Does this mean filler? Yes.
Also, yeah, I'm sure the arm thing was, you know, a reference to the Geostigma thing. They've been really big on references in general, so... Yeah, this room's kind of big.
Mm-hmm.
Test subject pods? Guess I can use these.
So... more nightmare creatures. So what makes Lucretia such a horrible person? I actually can't answer that question. Go watch the lore run. I talk about it over there. The proper remake lore run, to be clear. The good one. Hey, Javin. So, I will say something, and this is actually something that's been in my mind for a while. One of the reasons I was semi-okay with the Sephiroth visions was that it would add more impact when everyone else could see him when he actually shows up at this point in the game.
Hopefully you'll learn
Because,
something.
I mean, duh, right? He actually is here. Well,
Exactly.
you know what I mean. And thank you, Cord, very much. I do hope you are doing all right, or at least as all right as you can be doing. And I'll put that towards KOTOR 2. Is that funded yet? No, I guess it isn't. No, it's Tor that's funded. KOTOR's getting close. Oh, I'd call her horrible. Screw her. Not like that. I don't want to touch anything that Hojo's touched.
Give me a break.
Actually, I was thinking something similar. You'll notice that if you're paying any kind of attention, I'm sure you are, they've actually already shown a fairly large chunk of the Calm backstory, or the Calm flashback, as of now.
Yeah.
Now, admittedly, that is in total contrast to what I would have done. If I was in charge, what I most likely would have done is had Part 2 begin in the Calm flashback, playable, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of focus on that for a while. I don't think I am, actually. Oh, no, I am.
Now, I know this is slight spoilers for Calm. Would you have the player start playing as Cloud or Sephiroth?
Seth.
Yeah, I've been kind of leaning in that direction too.
There's a lot of good things they could do with that. And especially because as you're playing, what I would do is basically have a gameplay story integration thing where you start off as him while he's still good, and then you shift over to playing Cloud full-time when he's not.
Yeah.
Like, the last playable section would probably be going into the library, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Need a hand?
Thanks.
Red, if only I could control you. Think of him as a guest, says Balthier. Actually, I'm curious of something. Nope, looks like he's using the same AI the party members do. I was curious if he was actually worth a damn. And yeah, I'm gonna say it that way. See you around, Sarah.
You okay?
Yeah. Where are the others?
Nowhere close.
Let's go.
But yes, exactly, Tesla. That's... Well, that's kind of what I was thinking, Kay. I didn't enumerate that. Explain that properly. What I would want is for there to be not a jump in between controlling Seth and Cloud, but like a transition.
What is
Bit
it?
by bit.
If we flip that switch, we can get to the other side.
You know, it's funny.
What's that?
So, one of the biggest reasons I was in favor of Red not being playable was because, as I pointed out, 3 battles,
Sure.
2 of which are optional in the original. We're in a dungeon with Red.
One of the other reasons this dungeon sucks.
See, he can stand on 2 feet. He's got this, guys.
Will this do the trick?
Yes, thank you, Red. I don't think it's that big of a deal. It might not be negative worthy. We'll debate it. I am admittedly really tired of the dungeon paddingness of this game. I actually got the weirdest compliment. Speaking of, you know, I always usually mention negative comments. Let me mention a positive comment. Someone actually mentioned that they were looking forward to my take on this because they knew I would be unabashed or unashamed of both positivity and negativity.
Yeah.
That made me smile. Thank you. You know who you are.
I mean, I go to bat for Square Enix a lot, but I'm not afraid to point out their flaws.
Ah, come on. Would it be worth building Red into a playable parry? That's an interesting question. Here's a better question. Why not axe the dungeon? I mean...
Thank you. Thank you for saying what we're all thinking.
Ignoring the obvious problems I have in general and the fact that this dungeon is probably going to suck, there's a far more important thing, and that is time. You have just axed... You could gain time now by not having to work on this entire thing. And you could either just not work as hard, you know, not have as much of a crunch schedule, or you could put the time on something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Listen, Kay, it's my job to point out my flaws. Oh, you mean their flaws, right? Sorry.
What kind of freak show have they got going on in here?
Like on the JPEGs. Maybe they could have made a skybox. It's this brand new tech that came out in the N64 era that they know about because they've used.
For how long?
I'm sorry. I'm just taking the piss at this point. And what's really funny is if you're paying attention, I just gave 2 positives to the Shinra Tower. For being awesome. Oh my god.
One thing that I find interesting about this remake is that supposedly they were following the original design documents a lot more closely.
I've heard that too.
So I wonder if this dungeon was actually just cut content in a way.
I also have to admit something, and there's no nice way to say this. So, I gotta preface this a little bit. Some of you may remember my Final Fantasy V review just a few months ago. And that is one of the best rated games I've ever reviewed. I think it's actually the 2nd highest reviewed game I've ever reviewed. In terms of gameplay. Sorry. And repeatedly throughout, we kept wondering, how much of this is deliberate? And how much of this just kind of happened this way?
Yeah.
I have had a slowly building theory over the years that a lot of Square's quality comes from when they can't do what they want to.
Yep.
I mean, there's the obvious creative potential of limitation, which everybody knows about, but I mean, like, that, you know? Like, if you think about how many times they're like, oh man, we can finally go back and do this thing. And then it's like, oh, okay. You just reminded me of that because of the whole, you know, original design documents of FF7.
Shit, it's like they're turning out monsters here.
That's not far from the truth.
So we haven't actually scanned that one yet. And we don't have assess materia, so sucks to be us. Honestly, Vigilant, and I feel like I've played... Oh, it was Jedi Fallen Order. Does the moving through crags loading screen thing, too.
Yeah.
Although, I feel they did it better there, but, you know. Whatever. No, Red's invincible. He's powered by the planet. He's powered by daddy issues. Sorry. While we're here. Thank you, Barrett.
Hey, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
If you say so.
Guess we're out.
What's the plan?
First, we find Tifa and Aerith. Then we head for the roof. Should be an elevator somewhere. Didn't expect any of this, but we just gotta roll with it. Come on, let's go.
By the way, I will say one thing. This is just my opinion, purely. But I do think there's a range in between too limited and too limitless when it comes to design. Because this is going to sound like a really funny one to comment on, but the Star Wars prequels were both. Especially Phantom Menace, more than any of the others. Like, anybody who's studied the behind the scenes of Phantom Menace, you know where I'm going with that idea. It's like, oh, we can do anything, we can finally tell the story, but we have to do this, and we can't do this, and we can't do this, and we have to do this, and there's this budget problem, and now we have to push it out by this point of time, and they've already started this work, and it's like, ugh.
Yeah, exactly. What gameplay style are they going to give Yuffie, Vincent, Sid, Red, and Kate Sith?
Yes.
The door
Yeah.
seems to have locked.
Who knows?
Going back.
We're not on the development team. We can't exactly answer that.
Well, I mean, I thought you weren't going to tell him that you're on the development team.
No, I'm not, because I'm not.
Oh, okay. So you lied to me. All right, so this is the new one. Let's see. Let's do this really quick. Things I like. SP is character-based. So, immediate level up. Oh, this is the magic sword. This is really the magic sword. Good God. Well, whatever.
Does Toriyama know that FF13 and its spin-offs were garbage, or is he in denial and thinks they are perfect? Actually, in Japan, they were much more well-received, but I would be surprised if he didn't hear about the West's reception.
Yeah. Rex. Dude, Rax's uncle's got a dealership, alright?
You're right, it's not a guarantee. But it is likely.
So you're on Platty, by the way. Even though you can't hear me saying this. Well, I'll just go get that materia.
Do I have any idea as to why the disparity in opinion exists for Japan and the US regarding 13? Lord, do you have any ideas?
I'm sorry, I wasn't even hearing the question. What?
Do you have any idea as to why the disparity in opinion exists for Japan and the US regarding Final Fantasy 13?
No.
Yeah, I think it's purely culture.
We got him.
Yeah, keep it up, y'all.
That's about how I felt, Atris.
Down two. Be right there.
So Tesla asked a very valid question. The answer is yes. I've been trying to get better about it. Really. What I tend to do... See, here's the problem. What I try to do is basically what I think of mentally as dynamic spoilers when it comes to any of my runs, especially something I already know, is I try not to spoil things that are significant and upfront unless it happens to be some kind of relevance, or I try to mention something that I want you guys to think of for the future and stuff like that. But I do slip, and I've been trying to be better about that.
I would honestly say it's better for you
I think
to
there's something over there.
just go in with your brain on and say, hey, I noticed this, as you notice something.
Yeah. As a further addendum, that's one of the reasons why I make it nice and clear that during lore runs, which are a separate thing than all other runs, spoilers everywhere. Because in a lore run, it's basically impossible to actually discuss a work without spoiling everything.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You okay in there?
No need to worry. We're fine. But what do we do now? I don't see any way out of this room.
Ask me when the rest of them are out, Kay.
Can you all hear me?
Jesus, Hojo, really?
Hojo.
So, tell me, how are you finding the drum? You know it's filled with the most advanced technology in Midgar, if not the entire world. You should feel honored to see it firsthand. You'll also have the opportunity to take part in a rather ambitious experiment of mine.
What?
When all the pieces are in place, I will open the door to the third ward. Perhaps you can help me with the necessary preparations. Given that you're already in perfect position to do so, I look forward to data both invaluable and instrumental.
Necessary preparations? What the hell is this asshole talking about?
Can't we just ignore him and keep going?
I'm afraid not. If I know Hojo, he won't let us out until we indulge his request for data.
You said something about a ward, right? I'm pretty sure I saw a door to one upstairs somewhere. So, you want to check it out?
Which is doubly funny, Javin, since he didn't.
Thanks. We will.
We'll be waiting right here. If anything happens, anything at all, you call us, alright?
Roger that.
I mean, I like to think I have a fairly strong sense of responsibility, but fate can go to hell.
Yeah.
That's why we must fight our fate. Wait. Sounds familiar for some reason. I should have a spare. Yep, I have one spare. Thought so.
Yes, we can talk partially about Fate.
Fate. Sorry. God, what do I want to set her up as? I haven't actually... I'm not ready for this, guys! I'm not ready. Okay,
Is it okay if you say Red 13 is your favorite FF character for no other reason than its looks? Yeah, I think that's fine.
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
You're completely insane, but it's totally fine. I'm debating what to do with her. I'm in a really weird spot where I don't actually know what to do with her, and I don't want to set her up, for realsies.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just have her level some materia. Just random materia. That one. Let's kind of start going down the list here. Sorry. Well. See, I can't join the current conversation. What is my favorite FF character? I don't think I have one favorite FF character. That's kind of difficult.
Yeah, I don't think I could pick one either.
Cloud's doing okay? He's been acting really weird lately. More than usual.
True. But it's Cloud. I'm sure he'll be fine. But what about you, Tifa? How are you holding up?
Huh? Oh, I'm fine.
Yes, it's LeBlanc. I love the fact that she doesn't look sexy at all, despite wearing what is effectively a bikini.
Yeah.
That's how you wear it, lady.
I guess this has to be the third ward, right?
Think so. But it looks like the door's locked.
There has to be something we can do. Let's look around.
Gotcha.
You know what's funny? I can think of several dungeons where the mechanic is swapping between parties, and it's awesome and well designed and amazing and fun. FF6, excuse me.
Yeah, this... Actually, a couple of days ago, I thought about this dungeon a bit. And I realized I hate this dungeon for the same reason I hate Taijin's Tower over in FF13.
Ooh.
Look! Now they can get across too!
It's a multi-layered circular dungeon with nothing interesting going on visually.
We should let Cloud know.
Listen, it's not my fault FF6 is a well-designed game, alright? So... As horrible as this is going to sound, I don't have anything against showing a lot of skin. It's, like I said, it's how you show it. It's what you do with it.
Yeah. You can show a lot of skin and still be tasteful about it.
Now, there's an outfit that anybody who cares, I want you to look up. Look up Star Trek Andrea, or Andrea, however you want to pronounce that. TOS.
I don't even need to. I know what you're talking about.
That's a sexy outfit, in my opinion.
Yep.
Cloud, can you hear me? We found the door to that ward he was talking about, but it's locked and we can't get it open.
Alright.
About those preparations Hojo mentioned before. I think we're supposed to do something with that.
The central terminal. Interesting.
We were fiddling with some sort of control panel. Do you see a way to get across now?
Alright. We'll make our way to the central terminal. Sit tight until you hear from us.
Also, while we're on the subject, I think the Starfleet uniform is pretty sexy too, but that's neither here nor there.
The cataclysm that came from the stars.
I personally don't,
Genova.
but that's just me.
Well, it depends on which one. Like, because there's like 8 at this point.
Yeah.
Devoted half of his life.
But I mean, like, I just think of TNG.
I don't give a shit about any of that.
There's only 3 in TNG.
The experiments in this facility.
I think of
involve
early
the
TNG
enhancement of
specifically.
life forms
Those are
and
terrible.
machines through the
Yeah.
application of Genova biological data. Hojo's plan is to pit his subjects against us, thereby facilitating their growth.
So this asshole thinks he can treat us like his experiments.
I know what fate awaits these creations. Let us put them out of their misery. We must first find a passage that leads to the center.
You know what's funny, Javin? I was actually thinking the same thing. You know how you switch party members in FF6? You hit Y.
Yeah, exactly. Here you gotta go call them.
And then there has to be a little bit of a cutscene to show that you're talking to them. Hang on, yep, no, we're here now. So anyways, to clarify for TNG outfits, or Star Trek outfits, I should say, there's actually 2. One is the last DS9 outfit, of which there are 4, by the way, with minor variations, but the last one. And the other one is what's usually referred to as the Wrath of Khan, aka the Star Trek Original Series movies outfit. Is this just where we're at with this? Yeah, I think it is. Alright, whatever.
Yeah. Get the hell out of here! Going in!
If you guys are wondering what I'm doing, by the way, why I'm having so much trouble with this, I'm trying to reconnect 2 little wires to a laptop.
T'Pol may or may not be attractive, but it has nothing to do with what she's wearing. See, the problem is I actually don't want to change Barrett's weapon at this point. That is his best materia weapon. He is not here to hit things. He is here to tank and heal. Now, the problem is this guy has a mechanic where he deliberately fills his own stagger bar so he can do the AoE thing. I'm kind of watching to see if there's something I can do to reduce the stagger bar. Looks like there isn't.
You scared of something?
Or not. Yeah, okay, sure, whatever.
Going in!
Right. Silly me.
How much cocaine am I partitioning out on this desk? Yes.
Nothing to it.
Seriously though, I've begun to really hate laptop repairs.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Because like all I'm doing is swapping out the fans and I accidentally took out 2 little tiny wires.
Have you ever seen the episode Relativity, Platinum Pineapple? It's an episode of Voyager season 6 or 7, I forget which. Good.
Screw it. I will reconnect those later. I've got the fans installed. That's all I need to do now.
There's no
But yes,
control
I do
panel.
PC
I
repair
don't have the
on the
means
side
to go
usually.
this way.
Wait a sec. Weren't the girls right by the door to the 3rd ward?
There are 4 switches. 1 for each ward.
You think a vintage laptop's bad, Javan? Try one of those really thin ones. Yeah.
Or any Mac laptop.
It's basically a Mac laptop in its size.
A0.
But yeah, it's this particular laptop is my dad's. I think the fans have failed on it.
Transfusion
But
procedure complete. Commencing test of augmented research specimen.
I don't know. There's just a lot wrong with it.
You need to warn the others. Tell them to be careful. Very careful.
Oops.
Tifa, you there? We accessed the central terminal. The door should be unlocked now.
Well, during the proper remake lore run, I played through Crisis Core Harriant, if you want my thoughts in detail.
Creations can be in that ward. Be careful.
We will. See you in a bit.
Yeah, that's what I found too, Tesla. I've been working on laptops for about 20 years now.
Yeah, this whole time Avalanche is attacking the tower. That's one of the reasons why Rufus is involved, I'm almost positive.
Mm-hmm.
Can't afford to lose focus. Let's go! Yeah. Bye! See ya!
The nicest thing I can and have ever said about Genesis is that he was unnecessary. Make of that what you will.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's it!
Well, this part sucks, Tigzar. Why do you ask? In all seriousness, ignoring, obvious preface opinions, this is just making me go...
Why?
Again? Yeah, why is the other word, but...
What is this place for?
There's a sadness.
It is my job to be analytical, that is fair. And that is something I'm just kind of used to doing at this point. But in all in total sincerity, getting back to this dungeon for a second, ignoring your guys' comments on it, this is already dull. And even if this is actually a good dungeon, which it might be, we're not done with it yet, I can't judge that yet, but even if it is, it's absolutely horribly placed.
Exactly. Like, I want to go fight Rufus, you know? Not to spoil, but...
I mean, also ignoring the fact that story-wise at this point, you know, we are actively...
Yeah.
Whatever.
Where's the trail of blood, for example?
Yeah, pacing. I keep using that word because it keeps coming up.
Let's do this! Yeah! Bring it! Finish him
Yeah,
off!
Sephiroth just showed himself. His actual self, asterisk, and... like, I guess... That's what I think of this section.
Basically,
Just...
But, yeah, no, when I said this dungeon put me to sleep, like, I was actually nodding off multiple times.
I believe you.
There! Give him your all! See ya! There!
Granted, it was like 3 in the morning.
Bingo!
I believe that was...
Too
Was
late!
that the night before you started? I think it was. The night before you started the premiere run.
Yeah. At least that's what you told me. Come on. There we go. Is FF13 better paced than this? I don't know. I haven't reviewed FF13.
Yeah, it's, just gut reaction, I would say it's a tough call.
Yeah, that's why I was actually thinking, because, see, for FF13's many flaws, I feel like the story beats are pretty smooth in 13. They're terrible, but they're smooth.
Yeah. I think this has the same thing going for it. Like, if you cut out all the filler, the actual pacing of the story is fine.
Yeah. Thank you, Papanix, very much. I have put that towards Horizon Zero Dawn. Thank you, sir. Ah.
I suppose that's true, Max Time.
Just kill it. Don't force me to walk.
Why can't you cut a little break?
This'll help. Bring it.
Agreed, dude McGuy.
You asked for it. Gotcha. Get him. Finish him off. This one's for you. That's it.
See you around.
I will say this. Platinum Pineapple just said, you know, FF13 doesn't have an original to compare to. While that is valid and true, I want to make my opinion very clear. I think this is badly paced in and of itself.
Yeah, if this was Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 7 story was completely different, this would not be good.
Yeah. Now, that being stated, I do actually agree with Tigzar, and it's ironic because that means I also massively disagree with them. So what Tigzar just said is he feels like they wanted to give this a last boss, or last dungeon. Like, this was the final dungeon of this game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I agree, that's clearly what they're going with here. But the problem is, I hate to use the original as the example here, because I just talked about that, but Shinra Tower was the last dungeon.
And it was good.
Yeah.
And Shinra Tower in this game was also good.
Mm-hmm. That whole dry crackers thing again, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The train graveyard varied in quality for me.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it was good, and some of it was terribly paced.
It was about twice as long as it needed to be.
Yeah.
Especially after the sewers.
Yeah.
Did we wake him up?
Yeah, looks like it. You're gonna feel this one. Come on.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that, Righteous Ham. Like, Shinra Tower in this game is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, I think it would be interesting if they didn't really have a final dungeon, so to speak. They just had Shinra Tower as a showcase of the company.
That's a win.
Culminating in the capture and then the fight against Rufus.
Is this really the exit?
By the way, I know it's really quiet, guys, but the dungeon theme is a take on Genova's theme.
Genova's theme, yep.
I hate that man, I really do.
Well, I can never tell what you guys can hear, so I figured I'd mention it.
Yeah.
Come on! Don't think you'll walk away from this!
Yeah, I can't wait for the level 1 no healing runs.
I won't. There!
So you have a cure, don't you? No, a cure. Cure! Well, too late.
Good question, Atris. I mean, even disregarding the non-existence of a level stop materia, the mechanics of the game might not even support it.
Oh god, I can't wait to see Toad runs. That'll be fun. No, materia runs would probably be more common, honestly. I could see that.
I mean, that was a huge thing in the original, too.
Yeah. Now, that being said, we talked about a lot of what goes into the material runs for FF7. And there's a lot of interesting things, but I hope I could see like some of the runs that could do this would get to the level of FF10 no sphere grid runs, which are boring.
Yeah.
I like a good challenge run, but damn, have you looked into what that takes? And there's acronyms too. It's like no this, no that, no this, no that, no this, no that. And it boils down to you have items and like attack.
Yeah.
And it's just wow.
Too late.
I mean, if that's you, go for it, man. Have fun. But wow.
Yeah. Look up some of the more extreme FF7 challenge runs, like ignoring the fact that their abbreviations are literal alphabet soup.
Yeah.
It's just, God, you people are insane.
Yeah. No offense, but you're insane.
That is a good point, Javan. They've got the mini limit breaks, the abilities.
Mm-hmm.
You think now the others can get across too?
Nope. I'm trying to remember. There's like one thing where you have to farm this exact specific mob after leaving Midgar to get a specific drop. Otherwise, you'll get to a certain boss and you cannot pass by him. I forget the specifics. Please forgive me, but it's fun. At least that's one of the strategies for, challenge run.
Hey, Cloud?
Tifa?
We used the control panel here a little while ago.
Roger that. We're getting pretty bored.
I did, Golva, I guess.
You two stay there.
Okay.
Forgive me for skipping through this dialogue, but for God's sakes, I just want to switch party members. Let's go.
No, Haria, that was Toriyama. Although, did Toriyama actually pen the scenario for 13?
I have no idea. I thought he was the director.
Well, yeah, I know that.
First.
I'm gonna beat Pokemon with just a Magikarp. Doable. Really boring. Tackle. Tackle. And just do that for like 50 hours.
Oh, no. Scenario concept, Kazushige no Jima. Holy crap.
Wow. Of course, that's also the guy who wrote FF12, so make of that what you will. Seriously, he's a scenario writer on 12 as well.
Yeah. Nojima's got a lot of credits at Square Enix.
Mm-hmm. I should probably do this. You gonna let me? It is, okay. Yeah, fair. Max time. Fair.
Transfusion procedure complete.
Admittedly, I'm
Commencing
curious
test
too,
of
Kay.
augmented research specimen.
How to make the ghosts better. Eject them.
Yeah.
Not really kidding with that one.
Here's an idea. You want to do story changes? Do them. You want to adhere to the story? Do it.
Shazam, as they say. I have more thoughts on that. I am still keeping my mouth shut.
It stinks. More of Hojo's experiments.
What's the difference between a writer and a scenario designer? A scenario concept designer, I should say, is the one who comes up with the overall idea. The themes, the very bare bones story beats, stuff like that. Whereas the writer is the one who actually
All personnel must evacuate
gets into the
area.
minutia.
Commencing test.
Yeah, a scenario writer doesn't write the dialogue to put it into very simple terms.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, I should be using whatever this is. Oh yeah, it's a counterattack. Maybe I shouldn't be using it right now. Oh come on, it didn't affect. It didn't happen. I wanted to parry and then he just attacked me. I know. It was a. He didn't actually do an attack roll. He just did a grapple check, and that's not really provoking an attack roll, which is what your counterattack counters.
Now that is what I call team.
Yeah, I've played D&D, guys. I get it.
And yeah, to give you an
I hope you're enjoying your experience.
to give you guys an idea, Sakaguchi and Nomura were the ones who.
Before you get any ideas, you
Wrote the
should
original
know this
episode.
glass is bulletproof. No discernible changes after contact. Most fascinating.
Hey, we ain't done yet.
It's also one of the reasons why the majority of the majority of games in general don't have just one writer. It's pretty rare you'll have just one writer.
Yeah, typically you have a writing team. And yeah, Javan has the right of it.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, if I ever get to the point where I'm making my own games, I'm gonna have a team of people checking me on the writing staff.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Commencing test. All personnel must evacuate area. Commencing test.
You going down? One way or another.
Still can't scan it. It's just getting funny at this point.
I'm waiting.
No men, Haria. Just gonna say. But overall, no. I don't think Una's influence is in that regard, because I don't think he's the one who is obsessed with connectivity in the FF series.
No, that'd be me. Actually, that's not even true, is it? As I have said many times, I'd rather they stay separate if they're not meant to be connected.
Yep.
Even if given a chance to connect them, I'd be like, well, let me think about it. Like, we actually talked about that earlier. I was talking about Chrono Trigger. And I was like, well, okay, some would connect well, and some wouldn't.
Yeah.
And 10 would not, for example.
That said, the continuity of Kingdom Hearts can be a little bit weird sometimes, so yeah, I do get where you're going with that.
All you have to do is play the mobile game for hours in order to get through the slog, in order to get to the point where the story actually does anything.
You like watching your precious toys get torn to shreds.
I never grow tired of watching my toys be broken, no matter how many times I've seen it happen. Such is the case when you truly enjoy your work. Now, for the next step.
Speaking of which, can I just say I really legitimately hope that the Gilgamesh is in this game? No joking, no memeing. I really would like the Gilgamesh to be in this game. This series, I should clarify. It's probably too late for him to pop up in FF7 or 1.
Well, hey, you never know.
Yes, Greg.
Greg, yeah.
Was there an Excalibur in 7?
Yes.
Yes, there was, but I don't remember where you get it.
I remember it was one of the 3 strongest weapons. It was like Excalibur, then Ragnarok, then Ultimate Weapon, or something like that.
Apparently I muted myself. They called it Heaven's Cloud in the English version, but that is it.
Ah.
It's the Galanka weapon. Anybody who knows 7 knows what I mean by that.
Yep.
Whoops. We just lost Frax. He's back. We're okay. We're okay. And we never will, Justin T. Yeah, I would love to have someone like Nerozaz on my writing team, too. And I know that sounds like a weird thing, but I want someone who will disagree with me reasonably.
Yeah.
So we can actually talk things out and be like, alright. After all, if I just made stories for me, then I'd be able to be the only one to enjoy them, right?
Now's our chance to kill him.
Yeah, I wouldn't have Kay on my team, because Kay would say, okay, hear me out. The main character should be called Snow White. And I'd be like, no. No, but hear me, it'll be called Snow White. It'll be... No. Okay, fine. His main weapon is a tutu. No.
for you to pay the piper.
They never learn.
Commencing test. All personnel must evacuate area. Commencing test.
Nice. Red, don't hesitate. There you go.
Huh. Be a good boy and keep the other pets company.
I don't know, Cord.
Looks like Red might need our help up there.
God dang, I still don't have assess. What? I don't even care. Don't even care. Stop caring. I gotta get through this dungeon before, you know, the end of the day. So, Fool of Alex, I'd probably have you on the game design team. Since you and I disagree on so many aspects of game design, it'd be wonderful to have a different perspective on that. Not Cord, though. Cord's insane.
You definitely wouldn't want me on your story or game design team.
Actually,
I'd excuse a lot of, you know, up your own assness.
God, I hope I don't do that in my writing. I probably do. Okay, tell you what, Eric. You bring burritos, you can be on the design team. That's all it takes. No, to not joke for a second, I would love to have someone like Bragwin, or just Bragwin herself, as a nitpicker. As someone who, you know, okay, we've written this, and you hand it off to her, and you say, alright, what's wrong with this?
Yeah.
Because she's got a good analytical mind for that kind of thing. After putting pieces together.
Me as QA? I could probably do that. I have a penchant for finding bugs.
That would be my job, wouldn't it?
Where's Hojo?
Sorry, he got away.
Forget about him for now.
By the way, because I talk about cutscene incompetence so much, that is the opposite of cutscene incompetence.
Yep, that is basically exactly what you should do.
Mm-hmm. They actually said, okay, we need a way for Red to charge him. We need a way for Red to not kill Hojo early. Let's put the pieces together. Barely got through, a little bit early. Didn't hesitate much, just lunged in, and he had a stasis bot with him. Yes, all of that works perfectly. That's great. More of that, please. Alright, Bio, you can be on the team as a yes man.
Great, I see we're taking the Lucasian school of design here.
Alright, Bio, I want to introduce 13 hours of side quests, all of which do nothing.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great, guys!
It's gonna be great.
I'm not ignoring you, Leander.
Test subjects don't receive treatment.
They're enhanced.
Or dissected.
Now what?
All of them, Arya. I literally have a dozen or so game designs that I want to make someday.
I remember you.
And he remembers us, I think.
More cat side quests? Done! Greenlit! So someone asked, what do I have for ideas to make this game longer but not filler? Alright, so let's start with the obvious. Any way of doing that is going to increase the time and budget of the game substantially. And that's a problem. If we're okay with doing that, like if that's allowed, what the hell is that?
Okay, I might have been tired out of my mind when I saw this, but I don't remember seeing that.
Can I move, game? Nope. Anyways, as I was trying to say, so if we assume we do have the ability to add additional time and money, what I would probably go ahead and do... Yeah, these were actually an enemy in the original. is I would make it so that either one of two things, and I'd workshop this idea. I'd either show more of Midgar, because ultimately we only really see 3 sectors here, or I'd make it so that more parts of FF7's story get baked in. And there's a couple ways we could accomplish that. The most obvious and easiest is full-on Princess Peach sections. Now, I don't know what people would think of this, and you could tell me this is a terrible idea. That's what your job is on the design team. But imagine for a second that we had entire sections where we go and play Yuffie. And we see, you know, oh, you don't understand, our great enemy of great proud Wutai. Oh, airbuster fight, fall to the crash. Cut to Yuffie, out in the rest of the world, you know, somewhere else, doing her thing, and follow her for a few hours. That kind of a thing. Now, if... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you're going to limit me with time and money budget, as in other words, I can't actually add anything on top of it, then I'd just accept the game not being longer. And that would be my call right there. Kinda, yeah, Jim Maria Graywall. Sorry.
Admittedly, no, you're fine. I'm kind of leaning toward more towards the expanded Midgar idea, because that's what we all thought it was going to be when they said, hey, we're turning Midgar into a whole game. So, you know, I'd probably set more chapters, kind of like the Jesse section. I'd probably do something like that in the other sectors involving other characters.
Any side quests I would not cut? The Angel of the Slums. That entire side arc across all 3 major zones was actually pretty decent. It's probably the only one that really resonates with me. Sorry.
The only one that stands out, yeah.
And it helps that Muriel herself is kind of awesome. I agree, Jovan. The only reason to make a game longer is to make it sell better. Let's just be real about that. If you're at the point of artificially padding out your game, you're doing it so it sells better.
I'll let Tifa and Aerith know.
Oh, that's a good idea, Pax. Reeve playable.
Yeah.
And then we transition that into the Midgar city building game, and... No, I'm kidding. I do think that's a great idea. If nothing else, you could have... Basically, most RPGs boil down to Talkie, Explore, Combat. Those 3 sections. So, combat's well covered, but we could have Talkie sections with Reeve and Explore sections with Kate Sith.
Yeah.
And
have give a lot more insight into Shinra and their workings.
Oh yeah,
a lot earlier than we get in the Shinra building.
What do you know? That's the door to the...
More money for voice work. That is absolutely true. But if you're thinking about this from a management budget perspective, that money for voice work is the exact same money for voice work that would have gone into the side quests. So it's actually not an addendum on top of the budget. It's just taking place of the existing slot.
Yeah.
Back to the central terminal.
But the door we used to get here is shut. So what now?
The passages have to be connected somehow.
Ooh, Joe. Or, I mean... That's fair. It would take more time and money for character animations. I accept.
Yeah, that's fine.
The manager in me accepts that. Because you're right. As I pointed out, one of the biggest problems with the side quests is they are paint by numbers. Like, they're the kind of things that you could just throw together with a formula or a procedure. So... if you're wondering why I'm bringing that up, I'm not just doing it to bash them, but I'm pointing out that that made them probably very quick and easy to make, development-wise. So if we were to have Reeve sections, we would have to actually develop those sections and actually have, you know, animations and camera work and good design.
Exactly.
I stand by my initial call. Just keep the game shorter. Which brings me, however, to my very next point. Because I like to tie things in here. Someone was like, what would be good for DLC? How about a section where you play as Reeve and Kate Sith? Where the hell is the party switch thing? God damn it. Because I can't just hit a button. That would be insanity. Can't just be like, hey, yo! Wake up! Okay, here. Go that way. Yeah, in reality, the DLC will probably be kind of crap.
Please.
At best, it will hopefully not be terrible. But I'm thinking I agree with, I think Tigzar mentioned it. There'll be additional VR fights, and there'll be costumes.
Yeah, I don't foresee... I really don't foresee any story DLC.
Yeah.
With one possible exception, but we'll talk about that when it becomes relevant.
I know, right, Max Time? Like, you want to really go all tilt with it? Okay. How would I fix this dungeon? I was asked that earlier. I've come up with my answer. First of all, rather than making it what it is, I'd probably shrink it down to, let's say, 3 or 4 encounters-ish. And I know you're thinking, only 3 or 4? But hear me out. All of them are happening at the same time for each of the party members, which are all split up. And you can switch between them, just like you can with characters. That's what I'd do.
Right. On it. Tifa, you there?
Is something wrong?
Red fell to your level.
I like how his health is going down while I'm on the freaking phone. Let's go!
Come on.
Honestly, I'm legitimately leaning towards a negative for this section, yes. Ignoring the obvious comparisons and blah, blah, blah. The fact is that this is the final dungeon of this game, and I am always more harsh on an outro and an intro than I am any other part of a game.
Yep.
That's standard.
Finish him off. The limit and beyond.
Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. I'll do that in a second. Yeah, this is... I mean, there was a cool cutscene earlier. Absolute praise. But... oh my god, let's go.
I think they've increased complaints without much of a sales impact, Arian.
That.
Although... see, the one example I want to bring up is Chrono Trigger, but that came out before the internet.
It did. And I mean, if we're being 100% real, most of the JRPGs and RPGs in general that era weren't actually all that long. 20-hour range on the high end.
Chill for a shower.
So it was just kind of
Final
norm.
Fantasies were the exception.
Let's do this. No more games. It's over.
So anyways, that being stated, to my knowledge, and I have actually looked into this, there is no concrete data on length of RPG translating directly to or against sales. Anything that could be used as evidence is by definition an exception.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
I'm looking at you, Undertale. Like that, I can't use Undertale as market data because it isn't. That was a hugely unique circumstance.
Now, let's get this over with.
Damn it, Shintranet. Why would you do this to us?
Tales of Destiny was like 40 hours, but it was also a PS1 game, wasn't it? So it was kind of after the Golden Age. Well, tail end of the Golden Age.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Get him! Bring it! There! That's it!
Because that way they're like, okay, you want the real, no joking, no memeing reason why people want games to be longer? I paid $60 for this. I need to make sure I get my money's worth out of this. If this game is an X amount, and X depends on the person, if this game is an X amount of time investment that I play on it, then I feel like I've wasted my time, and I'm just, it's not going to work out correctly, and I might not buy the game to begin with. If
Guys,
sorry.
What is an easy way to remedy that?
Like, I'm sorry, but you guys know there is a reason why so many RPGs, Western and J, will all use duration of the game. This is how long the game will be as part of their marketing spiel. It is a common value to throw at people. Now, this is 60 plus hours. This is a 50 plus hour game. This is a 43-hour game.
You know what's really funny? So I've started checking how long to beat to see how long a game is, right? I'm checking to see just how long I'll be playing it before I can move on to something else.
Let's finish this.
Sandbox games are a little different, but they also tend to list the hours on them.
Nice.
Skyrim.
Witcher 3 is also a good example.
Have Cloud and Barrett found anything?
Actually, they just found the entrance to the 4th ward. But to unlock it, they have to access the central terminal, which they cannot do from their position.
Maybe we can get to it instead.
Yeah, let's try.
To be clear, as much as I dislike that metric and that mentality, I do get it.
Yeah.
How else do you tell if it's a good game? Really? What metric do you utilize in order to determine whether or not a game is worth your time? Let's assume you're not a big gamer, or you don't have a lot of time to read all the reviews, or go to YouTube, or watch a stream, or you don't want to spoil yourself, and all you've got is basically what you got, right? Right? Like someone like... I don't want to sound elitist here, but someone like me, before I started doing this for my job, you know, I would actually bother to do my research on most games, and or listen to people whose opinions I actually gave a damn about, which was a very small list.
Right.
And be like, okay, this one's worth the damn.
Look, an elevator.
So, yay.
But yeah, the easiest and simplest answer is a game should only be as long as it needs to be.
For us, I presume.
Yep.
For the record, I don't like this one bit.
All that remains is the 4th ward. We must trust in Cloud and Barrett to see it through.
Portal was a huge exception to the rule, and as you say, it wasn't actually sold as Portal initially, it was the orange box. In fact, Portal wasn't even actually marketed when it came out. It just kind of exploded because people were buying the orange box, because Half-Life.
Come on, really?
And then, wait, what's this Portal thing? Oh my god! And it just, because it was a good game. It's also a 30-minute game. I forget how long it actually is.
It's about 3 hours.
I just remember the first time I played through it and I was just like, whoa, I'm already done? Okay.
Yeah.
And then I replayed it because it was a good game.
That's a win.
Yeah, if you know how to do anything, you can breeze through Portal in 40 minutes.
That's an interesting perspective, Will King, which I admittedly don't agree with, but I have to say I don't agree with you provisionally.
Research specimen.
Because it depends, right? Like, okay.
Good idea, right?
Modern Warfare 1 is a game that I think is worth $60. That is an extremely high quality product that is very slow. Or very short, rather. The opposite of slow. Oh, for God's sakes, I don't know where the nearest Switch People box is.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But yes, we are approaching the end.
Oh, thank God. Or like, say, Resident Evil 2 Remake. That's actually another good example of a game that's relatively short. All that being stated equally, I do think that there are related issues with the $60 standard. And it's not even that it's necessarily a bad thing. It's just there's issues with it. Apparently I missed it. Hang on, hang on. I will admit this is like the worst color for me. But I didn't see it at all. I'm guessing it's this thing. Yep. No, that's not it. Game. There it is.
Is that you?
Yeah,
Good. Glad.
but we can't use...
Hojo did.
There's only one.
We unlocked it on...
Thanks. Wait for us there.
Right. Now we head back to that door.
That's another problem, Master Man. And I don't want to get too much into economics, because Lord knows I talk about that too much as is, but all I'm going to say is, I think most companies' biggest problem really boils down to the thing I keep banging on about, management.
Give it all you got.
To be completely blunt, if you're a AAA studio that is barely, you know, that your costs are going up and you need to charge all this money and do all these predatory practices to make money, then you're wrong. You are actively mismanaging your money at that point.
Yep.
Now, let's be honest with ourselves. The reason a lot of those studios do that is because they're not interested in making money. And that's the other problem.
Yeah, made Wedge wait a while to be rescued.
Guess so.
You know, he really likes you.
Maybe.
Friendly guy, but he has a hard time opening up to people.
Well, that makes two of us.
He's got your back, though. Makes two of us.
No, they're not interested in making money. They're interested in making value.
Yeah.
They want to increase share and price of the overall perceived value of the investment of the company so that the investment bubble can continue to expand.
Mm-hmm.
Or, as I most commonly refer to it as, the problem of the quarterly report. But making sure that that next report form that you show your investment team is more important than making money, or making a good product, or taking care of your people, or taking care of your customers, then you have a problem. So, boss time. Oh, have I saved? Did I just save? Nah, it doesn't matter. Who needs to save? Oh, I'm just going to walk on in without assess material. Oh, fine, fine. I see you glaring at me in chat there. I'll get rid of one of these crap materials. I'm only leveling just to level it. I think I have a second assess. Do I not?
Oh, I thought you did.
It's purple. I'm dumb. I'm dumb.
No, it's yellow.
It's... No, I just have the one then. Weird. Okay, whatever.
Did you sell the other one?
Don't think I did. In fact, I don't think I've sold materia, period, yet. I looked at the price and said, well, that ain't worth anything. Yeah, you get 1,000 gil for a maxed out materia, guys. It's ridiculous.
You hear that?
Run!
So I remember this thing, too. Didn't think it would be a boss.
Blind fish spot here is trying to turn us into mincemeat.
It's a swordipede. Come on. Come on. There you go.
Allow me.
What? No, that's what I thought. I think so, Blow Up Alice.
I'm waiting.
Or, okay, sure, whatever.
I see you.
God damn it. I keep waiting for him to actually attack me like he was earlier, and he's like, no, I'm gonna do these other attacks. Because, you know, screw you. Okay, maybe that'll be an actual attack.
I'm waiting.
There we go. Hey, I learned counter stance, too. No, I agree, Neurozos.
But yeah, I agree with a lot of you saying FF13 looks like it's starting to rear its head more in this game.
It's okay, at least they won't end up on... I shouldn't joke about that, sorry. Spoilers.
I mean, you never know.
I really hope not! That would be terrible. Oh. I really hope not to. If you've beaten FF13-3... Yeah, if you've beaten FF13-3, you know what I'm referencing. If you haven't, then you don't need to hear it. I guess I can do this. Keep forgetting I have this.
More than they already have at this game, Braedwin?
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's possible.
What the? I think it's coming this way.
Oh my god, you guys.
Poor Cloud. Why did Tojo build a giant mechanical oarfish? You're kidding, right? You know who Hojo is, right? Like, you know his mentality and his perspectives. The fact that he's Hojo.
Yeah, he's literally because I can.
He's like a kid poking at a jellyfish that's washed up on the shore. He's not trying to actually accomplish anything, he's just poking at it. Like, huh. Interesting. I wonder what happens if I poke at it like this. Or this. Or this! Oh, wow, I can poke at it this way, too.
Yeah, Hojo is the equivalent of the dissection in high school biology class.
Yeah.
Go on. Stay strong, okay?
Stay strong, okay? Okay, fine. Please, game, please. Oh, fine, whatever.
From the student's perspective, Plutonia.
I'll take care of them. Why don't you lead the way?
Let's go.
I won't let you down.
Holy crap.
Finish him off. Here he comes. You're gonna feel this one. One more shot. Ha. Come on. Get him.
Yeah, this fight's probably gonna suck on hard mode. No really style. This, the Bahamut thing, the Hell House, or the Behemoth, excuse me, not the Bahamut.
Although you never did fight Bahamut.
No, I can't yet. I need to max out all my magic first.
Right.
That's enough.
Again, you triumph. I'd be disappointed if you didn't. Yes, I believe I have just about all the data that I require. Then, we are ready to proceed to the next stage.
Yes, we got it to work.
Yes, we definitely did that. No question. We're out of this dungeon, that's all that matters.
Could this be a trap?
Thank God.
Don't worry. The elevators are safe.
Alright, if you say so.
Yeah, it's so good to see someone truly loving their work.
Huh? Are we there already?
No, something tells me that we aren't. Call it a hunch.
I hear something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a blind man who was deaf and dumb could hear that. Because that's Barrett banging on the door. Let me in, you children. Yeah, there it is.
I think it might be locked from this side.
Guys.
Hey, you guys.
Hey. Band's back together. Past time we got out of here and made our way to the roof.
There's an elevator just over there.
Hmm?
But it will move only at Hojo's discretion.
Nah, we're fine. Let's go. Yeah, for my many nitpicks about this game, character is not on that list.
Yeah, no, the characters have been spot on.
Yeah, remember that helicopter that's supposed to be waiting for us that Avalanche sent to evacuate us? You remember that, right?
Well, okay then. Looks like the elevator's working.
You remember how Rufus is showing up?
Done having his fun.
Glad to hear he enjoyed his show.
Sephiroth's hanging out and just all kinds of other things. Oh, sorry, Avalanche. I apologize, Master Man.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah, Rufus got on that terrible shipping boat that goes to Costa del Sol and just decided, screw it, I'm gonna go buy this.
What the hell's going on?
Who would?
We may find out soon.
So time to follow the trail of blood. Although, that's not human blood. It's an interesting take on that.
No, it is not.
So what's above this floor?
The president's office, and then the roof.
No, I'm probably sure I'm going to throw away my shoes after this.
Wait. Once we get in that elevator,
make sure not to touch your face.
No turning back.
Oh my god. It's okay, the Genova won't.
The elevator back there can take us down to the central terminal again. Now's the time for any unfinished business.
Yep, no, we're good. Let's go.
Ready to do this. Let's go.
I kind of like Genova Blood instead, too, admittedly. It's a completely different tone, but that's fine.
Yeah.
As I said at the very beginning of this entire run, I don't mind if it's different, I mind if it's good. Maybe that's what he was saying when he said I was predisposed to not like it?
Yes, we're close to the end.
Yep, it's time for the last boss. Another dungeon! I'm gonna shut up for this part. Right after I spam potions on myself. Just enough to get rid of the red goo. There we go, we're good. Hey, it's my office. This is beautiful, in all sincerity. There's a reason I keep calling this my office and have every time I've streamed FF7.
Yeah.
This is really close to what my office would look like if I had infinite, to waste on something like this luxury.
Mm-hmm.
This is a nice office. And definitely not a throne.
Where the hell is that bastard hiding?
And Sephiroth?
Wait, I can hear something.
Help! Is anybody there? Please help me! Is anyone out there?
Really?
Help me! Please!
Oh, good.
Hey!
Hey, is anyone out there? Hang on.
Hey!
Okay, I feel better.
Hey!
What? I'm sorry. I'm ruining the mood. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Help me! Please! Is anyone out there?
Oh my god.
Please help me!
He's just he was Renoaing the entire time I was resting on the bench. Ugh.
Hey! Hey! Help me! Please! Help me!
Well, well, well.
Pull me up! I'll give you all the money you want! I have killed plenty of it!
Thing is, I don't want your money.
Please. Just let me live. Everything you want can be yours.
I'm a man of modest dreams. Dropping you from 70 stories up would get me damn near to good.
But not all the way. You want something more, don't you?
More than this right here? Talk to me again like you know me.
Barrett! Stop it!
You're gonna get on TV and tell them. Tell them what you did to Sector 7. That it was you who killed all those people. Then, you're gonna tell them the truth about Avalanche. That Avalanche ain't Mutai or anybody's puppet. That Avalanche fights for the people, the planet. That we fight to hold Shinra to account for its crimes. That is Avalanche, the filthy sewer rats who brought down a Goliath. You tell them that.
Is that really all you want? For your names to be cleared? That is what matters most to you? More than shutting down the reactors? Than the future of the planet itself?
Huh? Damn.
You're lying to yourself even now. Truth, justice, honor, freedom. Vain indulgences, everyone. Picture it. Picture a world without Shinra, without Mako energy. A stagnant, impotent world. Now picture a natural disaster. Who would help the people? Help them recover and rebuild? You? With their old world ruined, will they thank you for the new? I'm going to give you a chance. One last opportunity to consider what your principles are truly worth. But bear in mind that time is of the essence.
And what about you, Mr. President? What are your vaunted principles?
What principles? Did you understand even a single word of what I told you? I know what I want, and I take it. I take advantage of whatever I can, and discard that which I cannot. There is no room for sentiment or guilt.
Goodbye, President Shinra.
You son of a bitch!
Barret!
Yeah, this got spoiled for me, by the way, and I hate it.
This is...
The source of everything.
Hello, Genova.
What's happening?
It's an illusion. Floppy.
Well, yeah, the trailer spoiled it, but I mean, well.
This one's for you!
That'll do. Going in. Do that.
Not that next time. It's something different.
I'm not even a fan of Gross, and I like this.
Well, no, yeah, the boss design and the boss itself is actually pretty good, but the Barret thing just...
Let's do this.
We'll have to pause and talk at some point.
We'll have to talk extensively, I think.
One more shot!
I agree with Atris. I urge you guys to reserve judgment.
Enough of you.
And catch! This one's for you!
You're done. Let's dance, asshole.
There!
No, this is... Okay, you know how Genova manifests in the original games? This is that.
That'll do.
Bring it!
Get him.
So no, it's not an illusion.
Get him!
That's that. That's that.
One more shot!
Yes, Tesla. Genova birth, life, and death, and synthesis are all pieces of Genova.
Originally, it was going to be literally body parts, until the final one was just a heart and nothing else. Leviathan.
Get him!
God dang it. One tentacle I missed.
That's that.
By the way, notice that is the core of the world from the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Just pointing that out over there. Immune.
Thanks.
That's it!
Here comes.
You, Eris. What am I missing? Is there one I've missed? Oh, no, there's new ones.
This one's for you!
I should probably do that.
Allow me. That'll do.
I have no doubt that that's what's happening.
It's over.
Well, like I said, I like this presentation on Genova.
Yeah, the boss fight and the presentation behind it is all pretty good. It's just the story.
Go on! Yeah. That's it! One more shot!
You okay? Come on.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That musical sting just got me grinning.
J. Maria Graywall, I think it's more accurate to compare Genova to John Carpenter's Batman.
Get him! Go on!
I'm waiting.
I'll explain my thoughts on the changes later next time.
Bring it!
Yes, the thing based on Lovecraft. Or the thing is based on Lovecraft, I should say.
Pour it on!
Just try.
Yeah, it is directly inspired by Breaking, which is why I make that comparison
This
specifically.
one's for you! There! Attack! No more games! That's it! It's over!
Almost have it. Keep at it. Bring it.
Not stay back! I'm stronger than this.
God damn it.
So that's the way it's gonna be, huh? I'm here. Tagging out. I'll take over. There!
Did the thing inspire Lavos? Unsure. I just know that the visual design of most Genova aspects came from the thing.
49. Remember him?
So yeah, this was a Sephiroth clone.
HQ, this is Avalanche 3-1. Making another pass to search for friendlies.
It's been a bit, sorry. No, that's not the president. That's The simplest way to put that is that's the... No, I'm sorry. The bundle of things he's carrying is basically a bundle of Genova's cells. Mm-hmm. I hesitate to call it her body, because really it is just a compilation of cells. That's the easiest way to think of that.
Yeah. Oh, is he carrying the president? Okay. When you said, is that the president, I thought you meant Rufus.
Barrett's alive, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Barrett!
I'm not evil.
Are you hurt?
Can you pause for a moment?
Pausing.
Can you imagine how impactful it would be if Barrett had died at the end of this first part?
Yeah, because I thought he did. They have been fully cool with changing things. And I've got my own theories on that. And for those of you not aware, Barrett was actually going to be the one to die in one of the original scripts. So, you remember how they're going back to the original script thing? Like, basically, to me, that kind of lined up pretty neatly. And so the moment Sephiroth got him, I was like, oh god, they did it. You probably didn't, I didn't say anything, but you might have seen my expression when that hit.
Now, not to spoil, I am very excited for the next few parts. And I'll explain why when we get to the end.
Yeah, we'll see.
I just urge you guys to wait and see.
Yeah.
Don't think so.
No, they wouldn't do it.
Was not the one ordained
but I would.
By fate.
And yeah, the fact that he didn't die was what was spoiled for me. Well, it's true, Kay. I am excited. I'm cautious, but I'm excited.
Guys, I'm sorry. I need a breather after all that. Hang on, let me just chill out for a second here. If you guys want me to talk about this briefly, can I just say, killing Barrett would have lined up so perfectly with how he's been presented in this game.
Mm-hmm.
It even happens at the climax of his story, his confrontation with President Shinra.
Yep.
And he is stupid, because he's stupid. It's Barrett. We've already talked about this. Sorry, I shouldn't call him stupid. That's an insult. He's unintelligent, so he just sits there and he rants at the president. He's like, oh, you're going to fix all this. You're going to change. You're going to show them that we didn't do it, that we're the good guys. President Shinra rightly calls him on that, gives him a surprisingly cool speech, basically demonstrating things. And then there's a little bit of cutscene incompetence. And then, you know, and then Shinra's dead. And then Barrett's dead right at that moment. Basically, the tragedy there of the fact that he doesn't actually get the chance to even, to grow, to pull out of it, to be the better person that he can and should be.
Mm-hmm. And I know this is getting into talk about future parts, but I mean, let's say that they went through with that. Imagine what that would mean for Dyne's storyline.
Yeah.
Like, Barrett might not be there, so it might not be character growth for him, but the party might find some new revelations, and Dyne might come out of that with a better view on Barrett.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've said it before and I've said it again. I know that people would hate it, the kind of stuff I would do to change a lot of stories, and there's a perfect example, because I bet a lot of you would hate that. But I'd do that. I would just kill Barrett. I don't think
Dyne would have joined the party. I think that...
I wouldn't have had Dyne join the party, no. Maybe Wedge.
Maybe Wedge, yeah.
Right, I'm going to meet Rufus now. There's another one over here. In case you missed that last one, just outside the door. I'm actually not sure if I'd make Wedge playable in my Barrett Dies, story arc. Wedge would absolutely join the party. I just don't know if he'd be a combat character. If you understand the distinction. I mean, Sid joins the party in FF9, but that doesn't make him a combat character. To use a parallel.
Mm-hmm. I'll just say I disagree, Geludo, but I'd really have to go into it. I don't have time for that right now. I'm sorry. If you'd like, though, I could write something out over the next few days.
Yeah, that was number 2, if you caught that.
Mm-hmm.
Union. Rufus Union. Wait.
Everyone okay?
Hey, get your man.
He got away.
Huh. About time we made our escape, too.
Shit.
Sure you want to do this personally, boss?
I already like him. And I always liked Rufus.
He's great.
And I do like how they're emphasizing multiple times that he is the boss of the Turks, not Heidegger. Which is kind of how it was in the compilation as well.
If it ain't Rufus Shinra, heir to the throne himself.
Yep.
Oh, I love his outfit so much. Oh my god, I want that. I want that coat. I want that coat so badly. I'm sorry. I look good in white. What do you want from me? Oh, speaking of which, since we're here just for the sake of it, one last time. It's kind of dark, but, you know. One last time, we'll be here for the boss.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Stop.
The hell I will. We can finish off the family here and now.
Take Aerith and get out of here. I'll buy you guys some time.
I can stay here, back you up.
Barrett. I'm asking you. Please.
Fine. Have it your way then. But you better be right behind us.
I do have garbage fashion. I really love Barrett, and you should keep that in mind when I mentioned that I would absolutely kill him. Because I would. No hesitation. God, it's such a perfect moment to kill him.
Yeah. And you know, the more that I think about it, I kind of do agree with Geludo. I might actually just cut Dine if
I'd have to think about that.
Barrett.
I'd have to really think about that.
Mm-hmm. You're a soldier, aren't you? Which, of course, would mean that I own you.
Ex-soldier. I quit.
Secure the others. Just the two of us.
Well. This should be fun.
Well, maybe 3.
Yeah, this is a great boss.
Let's get this over with.
Don't say that.
Come on, game. There we go. Yeah, he's got some gun kata thing going on.
Shameful.
The more that I think about it, I think Rufus and Darkstar is actually my favorite boss fight.
Not bad.
Notice, by the way, this is a wonderful version of the Shinra theme.
Let's finish this.
Ugh.
Think you got my number?
Not at all. You're making me sweat. Good thing I came prepared.
That's a new trick.
Like it. Of course.
Yeah, apparently he can do that.
That's
Now you're in.
the thing. I'm just gonna go and blow this right now on the pub.
Yeah. Gotta give it my all. Now it's just the two of us.
This is pure cool for the sake of logic, and I'm kind of okay with it.
Let's make it a night to remember.
It's on for real?
Yeah, you should be honored.
All right.
Ready?
Get ready.
Make Vincent's playstyle like Rufus. Yeah, I can see.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I got it.
Showtime.
Ain't dead yet.
Where were we?
Camera? 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 Oh my god, camera! I have no camera control over here. There we go. God, that was weird.
You'll like it.
Try this.
Interesting.
Rufus bought the camera.
Come on.
I like this fight.
Yeah, he really is. Like, him shooting in the air like that just reminded me of Dante.
That all?
Also, the camera is going nuts.
Yeah, the camera does not like me on this fight at all. It's probably the only thing I don't like about this fight.
Stick around. Ready? Come on.
Steady.
Keep it up.
Way too slow there.
Come on.
That's
Well, yeah, Loke, he's just gunslinger Dante.
Brace yourself.
okay.
I'm waiting.
I'm curious what the in-lore explanation is going to be for why Rufus is just suddenly a Devil May Cry character. Like, I'm down, but there's got to be some kind of lore explanation here.
Lore's only blocking because he has to.
Basically.
Rufus is only open on the reload.
Yep. He counterattacks everything else perfectly.
Yep.
He still gets hit by it, but he does counterattack it.
Ready?
So, you know, better than the Marauders. Looking at you, Doom Eternal.
So long.
Seriously?
No more playing nice.
I thought I saw that too, Mule, so I'm not sure. That's probably close enough, honestly.
Nothing personal. I could end this, here and now.
No, not quite. Tonight marks a new beginning. For Shinra!
And then Cloud dies.
You gotta be better than this. If you're gonna play the hero.
That's your job, Tifa. Yeah, you notice Cloud didn't even try to pull himself up for a decent chunk there.
Think they can manage on their own?
You've seen them both in action. You know they can. Besides... What was that? Gotta believe they made it out.
I hope so.
Damn it.
Hey.
Screw it. We gotta go back.
Hey.
What, Red? Get down!
I love you, sweet flower girl, but why would you heal that?
Meanwhile, Barrett's replacement is here.
Barrett! Not again! You can't stop me! For Biggs! For Jesse! Tifa! And Barrett too! I'm sorry, Cloud. Just tell me that I made a difference.
All I'm gonna say is until I see a corpse, Wedge is not dead.
No, that is a clear fake out death right there.
Yeah, somehow.
That is every sign of a fake out death.
Twice now.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
Want that gun.
Oh, it's very annoying max time. 2 fake out deaths is very annoying.
Yep.
Okay, you asked for it, Ben.
Honestly, the Barrett thing wasn't actually a fake out death until they undid it. That was a fake out death. That was a, yeah, no, we don't buy that kind of a death.
And suck on this!
So this should be fun.
Get ready.
I was born ready, Red.
This should be interesting.
I mean, that is a good point, Lincoln. They could do that.
Not good enough. What the hell?
It's the barrier!
Attack the drones.
Working on it.
I suppose the,
Barrier drones damaged.
One
Oh, yeah,
more
yeah,
shot!
the
Main
assessment
cannon
area.
safety
Get
protocols.
him!
Yeah, about that assessment area. I actually tried to pull up the menu. You may have seen me try to do it, but like I timed out before I could finish holding down Y long enough. So shrug.
that is a good point, Leander. And actually, I'll bring that up later.
It's right on.
Because that'll be
This one's
very
for
relevant.
I'll blow it to pieces!
Get him!
Lend me your strength. Let the winds caress you.
I got this. Alright.
But yeah, I suppose the wedge thing, whether he survives or not, depends on if the ghosts are protecting him,
Needs more magic.
which I don't buy, or if he is somehow managing to defy fate.
You jittery? Get him!
I don't know which one I buy more, honestly.
Stop it! How shocking!
Yeah, Kay actually
One more
brings up
shot.
a good point. If the ghosts wanted to kill him, they could have done so.
Another! You jittery? Go on! This one's for you! I'm feeling pretty weak. Stay strong and carry on. Too bright? You jittery? Yeah.
I'll be interested to hear it, you.
That's it. Get him. Too bright?
I'll talk more about wedge
You
later.
jittery?
I think it's actually significant.
One more shot. How shocking.
I mean, that is apropos, Aegis.
Too bright?
So, we do see other sects of Avalanche. Noel, we already have. As for whether or not they're that Avalanche, it's a little more debatable. There are references, but at the moment they're mostly in the realm of references.
Yeah.
You jittery?
Considering that they haven't referenced Elfe, I think. Yeah, it's kind of debatable.
They also haven't referenced the other 70 members of the Turks. Or however much it is. It's a lot. It's a lot of people.
Here it comes. This one's for you. How
Defensive systems compromised. Threat level elevated.
Well, okay. Yeah, let's go and pop this.
Why don't you lead the way?
Watch and learn.
Yeah, it's Tank Girl, obviously. Sorry, that's a dumb reference. I apologize. I will summon Shiva for this now.
Give him a show.
I mean, it makes tons of sense, doesn't it, Golvug? It also probably makes them, to be perfectly blunt, better people, like morally speaking, than the rest of... yeah, that. Than the rest of... Full Blanche, God damn it. Hang on, let me slowly walk over here. You might stop moving, please? Appreciate it.
Oh, you gon' feel this.
Oh, right. Okay, fine.
You jittery?
So.
Get him! You've got this.
Listen, the Marshmallow Teddy Bear is awesome, but I stand by it. Like, the more I've been thinking about it, the more I would have killed Barrett where, you know, they could have.
Fire coming. It's on now.
I'm kind of with what Laura said at the beginning of this premiere. If you're gonna do a remake, or if you're gonna make changes, make changes.
Y'all return to the planet. Golden opportunity right here. Don't stop now.
Okay, that worked out pretty well.
God damn, yeah, that did.
Threat level critical.
Congrats, Speedy Boy.
Good work out there.
No kidding, Blow Off Alex. Kind of wish I had another one, you know? Can I do another one of those?
Send you around the world and back.
I'm not sure what you're supposed to do with the wheels, since I don't have assess. Anyone want to tell me? Because it doesn't matter. I'm not doing it at this point. I've got my strategy.
Bless them with your love and grace.
You're just supposed to destroy the normal stagger boss, just like any other limbs.
I do like the summons. I'm not sure if I like them gameplay-wise yet.
Take cover behind the bridge.
Got it. Taking cover. Let's just see what happens. Okay, apparently I did have time. I thought I didn't have time. Now I definitely don't have time. I really don't have time at this point. Okay, this is stupid. It did kill him. It was a quad 9. Holy crap.
Oh my god.
Let's finish this quick.
Hello? Okay. Oh, there it is. Hello? You know what? Let's just do this, honestly. Because that filled his limit bar. I was actually thinking something similar. I get that they're trying to balance the game around the ATB, but I do think that tying at least a couple things to that were a mistake, and summons is one of them.
But we could still die later tonight.
Summons and magic.
Cloud and Tifa could be dead already.
The hell they are.
Then we need to find a way we can all escape, and quickly.
How about a motorcycle?
Let's go.
And a dinky little tiny truck that barely fits Barrett in it. I'd say yes, Bio. Although the original doesn't actually do that much with Barrett after this point. He shows up for there's 2 scenes he has a major presence in, and that's it. I kind of hope they have
Barrett in a smart car. Oh my god.
Just kind of have one arm go out of one window and the other arm go out the other window, and like, I'm ready! Push me! Red 13's fine. I don't think he's positive or negative worthy, to be honest.
He just hasn't been... He hasn't had enough screen time to make much of an impact.
And as Dakota pointed out, he's a little too author mouthpiecey.
Yeah.
All we gotta do now is find the others.
So, you remember how Crisis Core ended, yeah, guys?
I do.
We have them surrounded, sir.
Yes, I can see that. It was only a matter of time. Here we are. So then.
No, I was making a joke about all the soldiers, Saddlezilla.
That group of misfits I see before me. Avalanche!
Local florist.
Lab rat dog.
And where are the rest of you?
Lab rat dog, I love that.
Charming, though not what I would have chosen as my last words. Secure the ancient, but feel free to kill both the idiot and the dog. It's time I return the favor.
Wait!
Hey, look, it's Roche.
Wondering when he'd come show up again.
Cloud!
God damn it!
Okay, I enjoy this, but this is really stupid.
Yeah. They lean way too heavily on the slow-mo, too.
It's the stupid truck. It really is. It's the stupid truck.
Stop them, you fools! Don't let them escape!
It's even got 3 wheels like the original.
Mm-hmm.
Let's roll.
Okay, dude, realistically, you should probably take out Heidegger, too.
No. We should leave Heidegger alive because he's not an incredibly evil Malik person with tons of power or anything. I've already given the negative for cutscene incompetence. I think we're good. Alright, where's the song? Wait, what? I wish this wasn't slow-mo, but that was still cool.
Yeah.
Loading. Gameplay recording paused because you entered a blocked scene. Uh-oh, guys.
Yeah, they blocked the entire ending of this game.
Cannot take a screenshot now.
Home free, Red!
I wouldn't celebrate just yet.
Man, you need to lighten up. Hell, you might even try smiling. On second thought, maybe frowning suits you better. Hey, don't pout.
Look.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Are you guys seeing this?
Whispers.
What is all this?
trying so hard not to make a Luigi joke right now.
Is something wrong, sir?
To make it clear, guys, everyone can see the whispers.
Actually, that
no,
seems
Sun-
pretty
Sun
clear.
couldn't.
Yeah,
Never
Sun
mind.
couldn't see them, which is interesting.
Then, yeah, I'm not sure.
I see. Very good. The men are on standby, sir. Your orders.
Bring them in.
Yes, thank you for being my lore police, Atris.
It's like the whole damn building's made of them.
Yeah.
I don't understand. What are they doing?
Who knows?
Wedge, you don't think he got caught up in it, do you?
If he did, I hope he's okay.
They're coming.
Who? This we don't need.
Time to go.
I was about to wonder if any of this is going to be playable.
Yeah.
Faster.
How the hell did we get saddled with this junk?
Give it up! There's nowhere to run! Pull over, now!
Come on.
There's nowhere to run!
We're kinda in a hurry.
Yeah, I'm really sick of slow-mo in games for the same reason I am in movies personally.
Agreed.
Show me what you can do.
Like, I know slow-mo does have its uses. I'm not sure I ever would use it at this point.
Pull over right now! We will use lethal force to make you comply! Give it up, asshole! You gotta get past us! You're only making it worse! Get ahead of him! Not so fast! Gotta get past us! Get ahead of him!
Yeah, I'm kind of with floating triangles. For stuff that happens incredibly quickly, and that you're meant to kind of see, definitely do that.
Stubborn bastards!
Look! Come on!
And let that be a lesson to you.
Firing warning shot!
Heads up!
That chopper is all mine! I'll bring it down real quick! Hard on the pain!
Oh, that doesn't even count, J. Maria Graywall. That's not really slow-mo at that point.
Yeah, no, that's more
I hate to spoil this
point of view shots.
There's more.
Let's pick up the pace.
So long.
Yeah, I am too, Max Time. I don't even want him to come back, and I'm still waiting for him to come back.
You're still doing okay, right? What the?
Control's a little better, I'd say. It's a little flashier, which gives it issues, but...
Don't give up now, you guys. You can do it.
Yeah, I could see that, Shadow Machine.
I've got you, brother.
It's the mullet, Henson. I have no idea.
I think it's the fact that he kind of looks like David Bowie. That's why people like Dennis, for example.
I can see that.
Good luck.
It's okay, Barrett has earned the right to call us brother.
Keep it up. Really?
Bring it home! There's no rest for the wicked. Hang in there, okay?
Okay, true cash.
Like that!
Watch yourself.
I know, Righteous Sam. It also sucks. And it takes away my ability to do a big hit. But I've used it a few times already.
Get down!
Him again! Guess we owe you another. Shit, we got incoming.
I did not, Bio. Mind sending me a link?
The bikes are all yours, Cloud.
Engaging target.
Aw.
Preparing to engage target. Targeting vehicle wheel.
I don't think this is quite as good as Ride to Hell, though, I'm afraid.
Preparing to engage target. Targets acquired.
I don't necessarily mind the flashiness, but the length of it is a bit excessive.
Targeting vehicle wheel.
That's it. I'm taking you down. We done here?
Sure.
You good?
Somehow.
Cloud, you okay?
So now, they're on our side?
The Whispers intervene, not to defend us, but to preserve the flow of destiny.
I did get the link bio. And yeah, he, while I'm not a fan of Romano's style, that does look pretty good.
Motorball.
You see the piece of shit we're driving here?
Says the 300-pound sack of it.
Hey!
Focus!
What are my feelings on the Whispers without spoilers? I can't give my thoughts on the Whispers without spoilers.
It's on you.
Let's just say you'll hear after the end of the game.
Bring it home!
Shake it off, okay? Let's pick up the pace. Finish him off.
More on the bang!
Keep it up. Good luck.
No, you don't!
Don't give up. Don't give up now, you guys.
It seems we have no choice.
There's no rest for the wicked.
This might be it.
Either way you slice it, these life people are going to be dissatisfied.
Hey, fight's not over yet!
I was actually thinking I could see a boss like this in WoW.
Show me what you can do. This should make you stronger. We're kinda in a hurry.
There we go. It's like the game won't let me get back to the other side. There we go.
You know you can break it.
Oh yeah. I'm well aware. It literally was just like, no, you're stuck over here for right now. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Give him what's coming to him!
Go for it! Watch yourself.
Okay.
We're kinda in a hurry. Let's pick up the pace. No need to panic.
Are there checkpoints? There's a checkpoint just before Motorball.
So no. There's no mid boss checkpoints.
Don't give up now, you guys.
Don't hold back.
They ain't done yet.
Yeah, Leviathan, just kind of follow with me here. Okay. That should not have hit me.
Stay strong.
You need me, huh?
Whoa!
Bring it home!
Keep up the pressure, okay?
Give him what's coming to him.
You can do it! Gotta be smart. It's on you!
Oh, I can't do this without you.
And we died. The end. Well, that was a nice game. I guess I'll see you guys later. Peace!
You beat that damn boss. I had the same thing happen to me, guys. I have no idea what's up. But yeah, the second time he couldn't get that flamethrower attack off, so... It's true, Atris. It's true. We just suck. The flames can be blocked to reduce damage? I didn't actually know that.
There's two major issues with that fight.
Laura, apparently the flames can be blocked to reduce damage.
So, first problem with that fight is movement is weird.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, in some cases you can't move at all. In other cases, you, like right now I'm trying to demonstrate a little bit, because sometimes it just kind of locks me in, like here, like I really have very little ability to maneuver right now. But other times, you can actually move around, and the way it is if I hold left, I will go to my left, which is not what is left on the screen right now.
Man, calm down already.
If you're picking up on the problem there.
Yeah. You kind of got to balance the left-right with acceleration.
Yeah, going forward is R2. Going back is L2. Going... Well, I'm saying that wrong. Going left is L2. Going right is R2. And then going forwards is left. And going backwards is right. And reverse that for when we're on the other side.
Yeah, it's literally the controls of the drive.
Admittedly, it took me about half the last fight to even realize that was true.
Which meme, Zero?
We're kinda in a hurry.
Please do.
Move aside.
Bring it home.
Yeah, exactly, Kevmate. See, you can go ahead and call me stupid. It's okay. I get called stupid every day of my life. But the problem here is that the camera is facing to the left, but the controls are still as if the camera was behind us. That's the problem. Once I just kind of force my mind into that mentality, it's fine.
I think, honestly, they should just zoom out, and then, you know, for the most part, you'd be fine.
Honestly, I'd rather they not do the zoom-in thing at all, and just have the camera continue to be behind the motorcycle.
Yep.
But what the hell do I know?
Shake it off, okay?
Yeah, actually, yeah, near his ass. Although we didn't fight this guy on the motorcycle last time, but yeah, basically. Ugh, like, even now, I'm automatically hitting, left.
To try and accelerate.
Yeah, or, maybe hitting up to try and go up, and it's like, oh, wait, no, I need to hit left to... Yeah, you get the idea.
Yeah, just do a fully 2D view, you know?
This should make you stronger.
Well, let's do this then.
Keep it up!
Yeah, the camera being up and above would probably work out pretty well, too, I'd say. Or, yeah, we could fight the guy on foot. That's cool. I don't know.
Show me what you can do!
I mean, I get it, you want a motorcycle boss, but you got a character that can do that.
Keep up the pressure, okay? We're kinda in a hurry.
Yeah, see, once I forced my mind into the mentality, I was fine.
No, Tigzar. Roche is gone.
With pleasure.
Now we fight phase 2.
If I had to guess, Roche is going to show up in the final part, in the mid-draw assault.
See, now for the actual final boss. You remember how all of us were arguing for a long time that Motorball can't be the last boss of this game?
It would just be too anticlimactic.
And we said that for a long time, and a lot of ideas were tossed out. I myself mentioned that Rufus could be restructured to be the last boss.
But no, ultimately they had to do this. As soon as they were committed to Sephiroth being here...
Yeah, they kind of had to make you fight him. I say that with the acknowledgement of once they committed to him having such a presence in the story. Which I'm still not sure what I think of.
Yeah.
The ghosts I'm pretty against at this point. I'd be astonished if the ghosts don't end up being a negative.
Yeah, guys, please, let's not do spoilers. I mean, we know Sephiroth is the final boss, but otherwise...
Stop checking a few things. Yep. No.
That said, if I were directing this, I would have Rufus be the final boss, like Lore said, save Sephiroth for a future part.
Honestly, I still stand by that, especially seeing the Rufus fight we saw.
Could be that too, Cashel.
Well, I can't judge that in this game, Sean, so that'll matter for those games, not this one.
Yeah, I'd honestly say close the chat, Lore. If any time, now's the time. That doesn't give you guys carte blanche on spoilers, by the way.
Okay, asshole, let's...
Don't. And you're wrong.
Those who look with clouded eyes see nothing but shadows.
Everything about you is wrong.
All born are bound to her. Should this world be unmade, so too shall her children.
The world won't end today. But you will.
Destiny comes.
We drag our asses all this way. This is the welcome we get. Boy, oh boy. The price of freedom is steep. Embrace your dreams. And whatever happens, protect your honor. As a soldier! Come and get it!
I'm waiting, Cloud.
This is the point of no return. Destiny's crossroads.
Then why did you stop me?
I'm not really sure.
What will we find on the other side?
Freedom. Boundless, terrifying freedom. Like a great, never-ending sky. What you heard just now were the voices of the planet. Those born into this world, who lived and who died, who returned. They're howling in pain.
Because of him, Sephiroth?
Their words, they don't reach him. All these moments and memories, precious and fleeting, they're like rain rolling off his back. And when they're gone, he won't cry or shout or anything. He'd tell you that he only cares about the planet, that he'd do everything in his power to protect and preserve it.
I'm still
But
here,
this
don't
isn't
worry.
the way it's supposed to be. There's no greater threat to the planet than him. Sephiroth has to be stopped. He has to be. And that's why I'm asking you to help me. I know that together we can do this. But But if we do, we'll be changing more than fate itself. If we succeed, if we win, we'll be changing ourselves. I guess maybe that's why I hesitated.
This is taking too long.
Yeah, that too.
You said it yourself. He has to be stopped. And frankly, I've heard enough howling for a lifetime.
Thank you, Cloud.
Cloud, we should go.
So if we go through that thing, there's no coming back?
Is it our destiny to defy destiny? It's an interesting question.
Ready?
No thoughts yet.
Ready?
Other than the fact that I wish the frickin' thing wasn't to cancel.
Never tried to challenge destiny.
This could well be her last line of defense. It won't be easy.
Let's go.
Wouldn't be the first time I spit in Destiny's eye. Whether you can see the scenes or you can't, doesn't change that she's always trying to have it her way. Daddy's coming home real soon, honey. Don't know about you, but looks normal to me.
Over there.
Okay, that ain't right.
I said it's not quite Kingdom Hearts in tone next time. Oh, wait. You're making a joke about Heartless Tornado thing. Right. Never mind. My camera's off, Maverick. I've turned it off so that my reactions don't influence the lore in any way. Okay, game, seriously, get the hell on with it. Oh yeah, make sure to assess the enemies. It's actually important. Come on.
You're alive!
Happy to see me?
Wouldn't go that far.
So that thing, that's a whisper too, huh?
Looks a lot more like an arbiter of fate than the others.
We can beat them.
So that one's Laws. That one's Yazoo.
He already got it. He already friggin' got it.
I was immediately apparent. Look at him. Although,
You know how many people are saying, oh, this is Cloud, Tifa, and Barret from the future? No. No. For those of you who aren't aware, Laz, Yazoo, and Kadaj are the Advent children, the Sephiroth families from the movie with the same name.
It's on now.
oh yeah.
Yeah, assess, please, by the way, because...
Oh, that's... Damn it. In a minute. Well, I think I just failed to assess because it accidentally prayed instead. No,
Come on, that ain't fair.
Run!
We gotta go!
Just go!
Shit, look out!
It's something Advent, isn't it, Daniel?
Run, damn it, run!
The song title?
You scared of something?
Arbiter of Fate Advent. Interesting.
Too bad.
An entity from a future timeline that is manifested in the present day. Barehanded, sword, and guns. Also, that is the accretion of whispers, the so-called arbiters of fate. The creature appears to when someone tries to alter destiny's course. They are connected to all threads of time and space and alter the planet's fate. Also immune to friggin' everything.
Yeah, I should say the Advent Children thing is a theory, not
extremely strong theory, but it's still a theory. I mean, look at that. Tell me that isn't just flat out admitting, which is this one? This is the source. That's Kadaj, for example.
Yeah. The animations are actually not directly ripped from Advent Children, but they're very, very close. And yes, Yazoo had 2 guns.
Yeah.
Damn it!
We gotta get out of here now!
Well, I guess I won't go that way then. Oh, now I will. Okay, okay. I've never analyzed Advent Children, Mr. Red.
No, they were both Yazoos, and Laws were both. The names are just Latin for colors.
So long.
Guess it's my turn.
Let me handle this.
Yeah, I admittedly watched Advent Children last night, in fact, in preparation for this.
I haven't seen it in a long time, admittedly. We'll get there.
That's that. Enough.
Yes, the colors of the bosses, specifically next time.
It's on you.
Did we do it?
Hang on.
Yeah, I'm getting to the point where Latin is... getting to be a bit grating on me.
What the hell did I just see?
A glimpse of tomorrow if we fail here today.
Nobody knows Old English, Golvag.
No, Nero's ass. And yes, they did say fail.
Damn it! How do we stop these things?
Well,
I'll go into it later.
over there. However,
These guys are right here.
Correct. Red is just a guest character.
I mean, Red does have daddy issues.
I'm coming for you!
Let's go there.
It's over. That's that. It's over. See ya. See ya.
You have LB, by the way. Oh, you don't need it. Never mind.
Yeah.
I do like how Meteor looks in this one.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just
Can't be our future.
both that and the red scenes were ripped straight from my children.
The future is always a blank page.
Them again? Least they can do is give us a little breather.
I say we split up. Take them down at the same time.
In that case, Ultra Big Boy is all mine.
Of course, Cloud fights Gadaj. Tifa should fight Laws. Yazoo. No, it's Laws. I'm right.
Laws. Yeah.
I'm not actually splitting up, though, so whatever.
Let's go. There. No more games. It's over. Gotcha. Hang in there.
I completed this game a week ago. Maverick.
Bingo.
Just before I started it. The day before, actually.
Mm-hmm. And yeah,
of course they summoned Bahamut. Of course they do.
So yeah, about that theory.
It's still just a theory. It's just a 99% confirmed theory. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You're gonna feel this one.
I just threw my glasses off, by the way.
Not looking good.
I really don't want to try at this point. I know that's pathetic, but I kind of just want this to be over.
Yeah, but you have 33 Phoenix Downs. Just push through it.
Yeah, I think I'll just push. In fact, actually, hang on. Let's do this. If you would, please. You. I'm having trouble even hitting the guy. Jeez.
Gotta give it my all.
Yeah, I got 5 dungeons after this. Sure, that works.
One more shot.
Go ahead and stagger him now.
Apparently, if you fail, you have to redo the whole fight.
I believe it. We're on easy. Come on. Please stop asking that question. Please. Kind of sick of it.
Yeah. The difficulty question takes our.
We'll just do this.
The theory is that these three are from Advent Children. And that... time shenanigans are going on.
Come on, game. I haven't told you the 2009 theory, and I'm not going to yet.
No holding back.
I hope I have time to talk about it today. We may have to stream tomorrow to talk about this. this
Oh
point.
my gosh. A morning dedicated to discussion.
I mean, it's kind of where we're at here. Kadaj, do you mind, please?
Ain't no stopping us now!
I don't think they had colors at all, Bio. I don't recall specifically, though. They just used the same animations, weapon style, and general nomenclature. Oh, and they summoned Bahamut. I kind of already mentioned that one.
By the way, Infinity's End absolutely wrecks these guys.
This keeps going on. We may have to do that, because I don't have forever tonight to talk about it. We may have to literally stream tomorrow just to talk about this game. The rate we're going.
It allows me to collect my thoughts, at least.
I'm sure you guys want me to connect my thoughts on this one.
Let's just say I've had to have about a week to process this fully.
In fact, let's commit to that. We will discuss this game tomorrow.
Yeah, Maximilian, dude, for example, talked about this for about 3 hours.
And I will tell you guys tomorrow what the 2009 theory is and what the slight variance relevance is.
Get ready.
I'm supposed to turn my camera back on.
It's over.
Sorry.
Barrett, now. That's that.
I'm gonna show you what Avalanche is made of! Gotcha!
Oh no, yeah, I absolutely love the Maximilian dude video. I think he did a good job of analyzing it.
Did we beat him? Think so.
It's not going to be Leander. I view this game positively.
I got this, guys. Don't worry.
One more shot. Let the winds caress you. Get him!
Good attitude, Eric.
Where are we?
In a pre-rendered area.
I'm waiting, Cloud.
I'll have to watch that, Commander Comfort.
What the hell is this?
This is...
Sephiroth.
Yes, this is a checkpoint.
Well, that makes sense. Now to die.
Let's finish this.
Fate is not to be taken lightly, Cloud.
Shut up! Let's do this. Going in. Brace yourself. That's doing right.
Unable to read. Unable to read. Resistance to everything. Immune to all status effects.
Come, Cloud.
And that sounds like a final boss.
Right.
So for those not in the know,
You're mine.
they've always wanted to do a playable Advent Children style thing. And here it is, you know?
Need some help?
Don't know about me.
Yeah, it's not great, in my opinion.
Good to go?
You know it.
Do you dream of me?
All set.
Be gone.
Okay. Hang in there. There. Don't think you'll walk away from this. Yeah. Man, I trained for this. Every little bit. Bingo. Bring it. You're up.
But yeah, this is pure spectacle. It's not a challenge.
Aerith.
Sorry I'm late.
Let's go.
Enjoy it.
Go on! You can do it!
Okay, let's go. Gotcha. There. You out. Don't think you'll walk away.
Okay,
from this.
true, Kev, but still.
This one's for you. Going in. Heads up. I can't.
Oh, in terms of spectacle, it's absolutely fantastic. But,
Still in.
you know, I just think it's
Not
out of
over yet.
place.
Ride for me.
Get him. No more games.
Enjoy it.
Bring it. Go on. Watch yourself.
Taking over. It's on you.
I'll show you what I can do.
I won't.
Ride for me. Beg for forgiveness.
Give it up. Pour it on. One more shot. Yeah.
Shoot. Ah, whatever.
Hope you're
I thought she had the fat chocobo. My bad. I thought she had fat chocobo, guys. Sorry. I'll summon a dolphin instead.
I'm gonna teach you a lesson.
Sephiroth is controlling the ghosts.
He probably always was.
We can do this. We can. We can change it. Make it right.
Cloud!
Quickly!
No,
Well, no, I mean, he's controlling the ghosts now.
I think he always was. If not directly, then indirectly. He needed them to have motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Careful now. That which lies ahead does not yet exist.
Well, as of now, I guarantee he's controlling them. You saw him absorb the Whisper, right?
Our world will become a part of it one day, but I will not end. Nor will I have you end.
This is...
the edge of creation. Cloud, lend me your strength. Let us defy destiny together.
Never.
I think he does Hakuna Gurkata. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to finally give you one hint of the 2009 theory. I think this is the Sephiroth after Advent Children.
Yeah.
Not yet.
I think so too.
I don't think this is the one in the Northern Crater right now.
Either that, or...
7 seconds till the end. Time enough for you.
He and Aerith have some form of precognition. Aerith does,
But
specifically.
What will you do with it? Let's see.
I actually do have another theory, which I'll give you a brief version of. I've had that theory since I first mentioned the words 2009, yes.
Yeah, that's about what I expected, by the way.
Bingo, Nerozaz. The one that lost and learned. You ever watch my Zelda lore run?
Mm-hmm.
The Ganondorf who lost was so much more deadly than the Ganondorf who won.
Mr. Vice President.
Do I know what 7 seconds means? Actually, no.
Mr. President.
That's right.
I will never be a memory. Bingo.
Well, yeah, 7 seconds is absolutely foreshadowing, but for what? Go ahead and whisper it to me, Carlite. Yeah, whisper it.
Yeah, I think this is a sequel to Advent Children.
This is a sequel, a reimagining, and a remake.
Although there is another theory which I have to admit is valid and I hate, but I'll mention it in a minute.
Yeah, it's a requel.
And Zack lives. I called that the moment I saw him. It's the only reason to show that.
I'll keep my mouth shut for now. Although, I'm pretty sure you already figured it out.
You gotta be kidding me. So, for those of you not catching it, that's different. If you've been paying attention since the very beginning, our little pupper friend has been a specific design. And it's different now. That could mean several bad things.
Yeah.
Wait. Was that all of them?
God, I hate multiple timelines.
Hey, Cloud. Do you see that?
Yeah, I just want to say, if you like this game or love this game, you're valid. If you hate this game or dislike it, also valid. There aren't two Buster Swords. Zack lived in this timeline. In this other timeline, this third timeline.
Why would I call people who like something stupid, Leander? Why would I ever do that? God, I've just thought of like 3 or 4 different ways that this could not be a multiple timeline. But it's not. It's a multiple timeline. That's what it is. It's the most easiest, obvious, and overt example.
Yeah.
Or answer, rather.
He doesn't need to mute yet. He'll need to mute after Aerith's last line, which is about a steel sky. Yeah, that's what I immediately thought, Carl.
Jesse's glove and bandana. Also Biggs.
Marlene?
Coming!
me?
Marlene! I'll come back.
So, what now?
Sephiroth. Long as he's still out there.
I thought you beat him.
We can. We will.
Count me in.
If it's to be a hunt, you could use a nose like mine.
I'm in too. Bastard wants to destroy the whole planet, doesn't he? An enemy of hers is an enemy of Avalanche.
No, I agree with you, Kay.
Yeah, I would actually say the same thing.
There's the mute. Of course, that means Rax is muted now. That was loud. They didn't hear it. Okay. I mean, her line was neat. I get that. She actually mentioned earlier, oh gosh, I'm so terrified of leaving it, right? Of leaving Midgar and not having the Steel Sky. I get that. That's cool. How many story negatives? Well, hang on. First, let's skip the credits, because we can do that. And let's see if it's going to be fine. Yep, okay, so you're unmuted, Rags. Hard difficulty has been unlocked. Woo! Certain manuscripts, yeah, that's the way to max out everything. You can now check your log for story branches. You can get twice as much XP and 3 times as much AP. A new combat simulator has been accessible from the lab. You can skip the bike minigun game. Or bike, oh god, I can't speak. You can skip the bike mini game. There we go.
Yeah, no, we're not going to be able to discuss this in 10 minutes.
No, we got this. It's real simple. No, sorry. Oh my god. All right. Discussion. Discussion will be tomorrow. We're going to do a full discussion about this, and thoughts about it and analysis about it. I'm going to give my opinion now. Unnecessary.
Yeah.
Negative to story, ghosts. Not Sephiroth, though. Negative to story, Zack.
Oh, yeah.
Of the many things about that ending that bother me, the sudden inclusion of Zack in his 3 little tidbits makes the least sense.
It comes out of nowhere. I mean, I'm open to them doing something with it, but gut reaction, I don't know.
Yeah, that is my absolute gut emotional reaction, which admittedly I've had the last 30 minutes to process because that was a really long finale outro thing. But I honestly don't understand why they would even bother to include Zack in this, as they did. As they did, to clarify. You know, it's funny you say that, Javin, because they didn't have the balls to kill Barrett. However, one more thing.
I'll talk about that tomorrow.
One more thing, really quick. Is this a proper remake or not? Admittedly, we're getting into
complicated friggin' question.
We've actually had this problem a couple times in reality, only a couple, because there's times when a proper remake is so substantially changed that it actually can be qualified as a reimagining, and the blurred line between reimagining and remake is pretty thin.
I'd say about 90% of this is a remake.
Now, that being said, I do want to mention, so I told you guys I'd tell you, 2009.
You also have to mention slight variance.
I also have to mention slight variance, and this is going to take me a minute, so please bear with me.
Go for it.
Star Trek 2009 was a movie that came out in 2009, which was done by Abrams and the Paramount crew in order to try and launch into a field that at the time was missing. That is the field of Star Wars. It was intended to be a Star Wars film with the product and properties that Paramount had. Now, that's just a really quick for those of you not aware of what that means, but here's the significance of that. Star Trek 2009 was not a reboot or a remake or a reimagining. It was contiguous with Star Trek. The whole reason Star Trek 2009 exists is because a character from the original timeline time traveled and created a new timeline. And there were direct continuity effects and consequences of the fact that it was still part of the same continuity. That's the most important point. That's why I kept saying 2009. Not because it's an alternate timeline. That's easy. But because I think this is a direct consequence of FF7.
Mm-hmm. Aerith and Sephiroth both have knowledge of future events.
Mm-hmm.
And debatably Red does too.
Yeah, although he only got it after, Aerith healed him or whatever the hell she did.
Yep.
So I think, several people said this isn't a remake, it's a sequel. If you asked me, if you put a gun to my head and said I have to define this game, I would say this is a sequel to Advent Children.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'd mention the other theory too. Not the slight variance thing, the other theory. The other theory is, can I just say really quick, I don't like this or believe this, but there's this wonderful little bit where there's a long-standing theory that FF7 was all a flash forward. I'm sure you've heard that stupid theory.
Oh, God.
Because if you're remembering, at the very, 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 very end of the FF7 ending, right before the credits start rolling, it cuts to Eris, who's kind of got the blue-green glow and everything. And the theory was that the entire game was her seeing a vision of what's going to happen. The theory is that this, and I thought of this a few days ago, and I was like, God, I hate that idea, but it does kind of line up, because
it didn't even occur to me.
The theory is that this is that Eris who had the vision of the original FF7, and now this is the consequence. This is things actually happening after her vision.
That doesn't line up.
Yeah, I hate that idea too, but I wanted to mention it, and for the sake of completion. I was going to preface this whole thing by, what do you prefer, time travel or it was all a dream? Because that's what the two theories are. I mentioned slight variance. Let me explain what that means. I think I'm 100% correct about slight variance, by the way. Give me just a second here. So, slight variance was a story I was writing once. This was back when I was actually pretty frequent on, forums and mailboxes, whatever the hell they were called back before they were Reddit threads. Because Reddit didn't exist back then. This is way back in the day. And I used to write a lot back in the day. Usually short stories. It was part of the community. We all write. And I had a bit of a reputation back then, which I know is going to be difficult to believe, as being not evil. And so everyone was... So I wrote a story. I'm not going to tell you all the details of it, especially since I've kind of repurposed it since then. But the whole point of the story was that there was a main character, the main villain of the story, who was called Lore. Obviously, that was his name, but it was my screen name at the time. And he was this big, cacklingly evil, and then I will conquer the world kind of a character. And you're probably wondering, Lore, where are you going with this? So the whole point of the Slight Variance story, it was a bit of an experiment for me as a writer, was to play with the audience's expectation because I knew my audience. Because I knew who would be reading that story, I knew they would react to the Lore character in a very specific way. And because they reacted to him in that way, I was able to then pull a twist. It wasn't Lore, it wasn't me. It wasn't actually a self-insert fic. In fact, and then the story kind of, I don't want to spoil too much, it went off in a completely different direction. But the point is, I got a lot of feedback back then by many people who all said the same thing. I never saw that coming. Holy crap. You really got me with that. Why? Because I knew the exact audience that would be reading it, and I played to their expectations. Now do you see why this is relevant to this game?
The only thing I really need to say is Wedge. I mean, that caught everyone off guard, I think.
Yeah. Last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to chop off for the night, is...
I actually do want to say something after you finish.
Okay, so last thing, and then I'll let him talk, and then I'll give a negative to gameplay for a bad last boss. But the last thing I want to say really quick is that... I've forgotten it, actually. I'm sorry. I lost my thought. Oh! No, okay. I really hope the frickin' ghosts are not intended to be meta. I really hope they don't go that route with it. I really, really hope there's no meta intent behind that.
I'll actually speak on that tomorrow. I think the ghosts are gone to put things...
I think they are too. But, God, I hope they're not, hey, look, it's the fans who want everything to go the same way as it. I really hope that's not true.
I hope not.
I really hope that's not true. That's the last thing I want to say. Go ahead, Rax.
So, I know a lot of you are angry. I was too. I still kind of am. This is an ending and a game that requires a lot of processing, a lot of digestion. Please do not just use your gut reaction to determine your feelings on this game. Take some time, determine where you stand on it. That's all I wanted to say. I know most of you aren't angry, but I'm just saying...
There's plenty of internet out there that's angry.
There's plenty of internet out there that's angry. I hope that we can take a more rational view on this.
Where's my story negatives? Oh, hey, we're up to 10 now.
I will actually respond to what you said tomorrow, Max Time, because it's important.
I'm gonna... no, Dream Whisperer, sorry. I saw your question. It's just hard to respond to people right now. We're gonna have a discussion stream tomorrow, 10 a.m. EST as usual. And we're going to go through this. If you want to just sit and talk about this, please feel free to join us. I'm not going to finalize the score just yet. But if this is our final score right now, if nothing else changes, that's going to be a plus 18 plus 2 net score. That's where we're at right now. And honestly, that sounds about right, just off the top of my head. Because honestly, as much as I liked several aspects of the combat, the gameplay felt like it was lackluster in several areas. And there's little things in terms of design that became more issue the longer I went through the game. So, honestly, that might happen, Golvide. That is a very valid thing. That's why I'm not finalizing that score yet. So... yeah, I'm going to go ahead and chop off. Tomorrow we will discuss this. And we will have only one rule for that discussion. Don't be a dick. It's the only rule. So, see you tomorrow, guys.